candidate. Published online. Former girlfriend tells Politico in late 2021, Graham Plattner entered her home while drunk and forced himself on her. In a video message, Plattner calls the allegation false and adds,
regardless of the inaccuracy of the reporting, but mindful of the political reality it will inflict, we are taking the time to reflect on the best path forward.
President Trump heads to a NATO summit in Turkey later today, where Ukraine President Zelensky is expected to ask alliance members for more interceptor missiles. Saying FIFA's judicial bodies are independent and autonomous, the head of soccer's governing body essentially denying he had any influence over the decision to reverse a red card suspension so that the top U.S. scorer can play in tonight's game against Belgium. Heat continues in the southeast. This is ABC News. After a very hot July 4th in many areas, the heat isn't quitting everywhere, says ABC News forecaster Samara Theodore.
Things are really hot in the southeast. Some areas not quite as bad as we saw over the holiday weekend, but still pretty bad. 100 degrees is what it feels like in Tuscaloosa. But I'll leave you with some good news for those in the northeast. Things are really cooling down. UNDC on Wednesday will be around 83 degrees.
Storms the past days are leading to flood watches from Virginia and North Carolina to Pittsburgh, Hartford, and New York City. A rare third European heat wave has wildfires spreading notably in Spain and southern France. In Paris, ABC's Tom Soufi-Burridge.
There have been red alerts issued in 7 southern French regions, and temperatures in the coming days are only expected to rise further here in France and in other parts of Europe.
A rebound for artificial intelligence stocks sent indexes higher on Wall Street. The Dow reached another record high, up 140 points. The Nasdaq gained 288. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
And now the eyes of the soccer world turn to Seattle. That's after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. Up in Everett, North 5 at the Boeing Freeway, we've got a new collision blocking 2 left lanes. Right now, the backup isn't bad, but this just went down, so expect this backup to expand soon. We've opened up a lane South 5 in Seattle just before the Mercer off-ramp, where a disabled semi continues to block the right lane now. So we're backed up bumper to bumper into Northgate. It is now an hour and 10-minute commute from Linwood into downtown. Southbound 99, a great alternate for you. It is heavy from the zoo to about South Lake Union. Northbound 99, we're bumper to bumper through that downtown tunnel. North 5, scattered backups from mid-Boeing Field past the Michigan curve from an earlier collision. And you'll want to avoid driving through downtown Seattle right now. All of our surface streets, all of them are just jam-packed between I-5 and the waterfront and between Denny Way and the stadiums. And then most of our streets around Pioneer Square and the stadiums are closed. This report brought to you by the KIRO Newsradio App. Text APP to 888-973-5476 and download the app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Seattle on the world stage in prime time. Hosting the U.S. men's soccer team with a trip to the World Cup quarterfinals on the line tonight. KIRO News Radio's Jillian Raftery is with the fans in downtown. She joins us live. Jillian.
And I'm live with one fan, 10-year-old Silas, who's here with his family. There are a lot of families here at the Harbor Steps waiting for the fan march to the match to get underway. Silas, are you excited?
Yes, I'm excited for Team USA because I hope they win. I hope they win against Belgium today.
Who's your favorite player?
Honestly, number 9, Malogan. He's like really awesome. He's awesome, man. He's awesome.
And he's back just in time. I've talked to a lot of fans who are relieved to hear that Balogun's back in the match after having his red card suspension overturned by FIFA. The energy here is electric. There's a band, there are chants, there are flags. There was actually an explosion of red and white powder in the air at one point, and the march is about to get underway. You can hear them chanting behind me, USA, USA, as we get this party rolling down to Pioneer Square. Live at the Harbor Steps in Seattle, Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
And it's not just the fans hyped up about the match being played in our city. The players apparently are equally excited. Tom Rinaldi's covering the World Cup for Fox Sports. Sat down with those players after the last round. He tells 710 Seattle Sports just the mention of Seattle made them smile.
The atmosphere here has been different. And I think anyone who's been in or with or around the team would tell you if they could pick any place for this match to happen, it would be Seattle.
And the USA enters as a slight favorite over Belgium. Again, kickoff tonight at 5 o'clock. Search continues now on Lake Chelan for a Snohomish County man who never resurfaced. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office responded to the possible drowning on July 4th. Sheriff says the 43-year-old man jumped from a boat to swim and disappeared underwater. Today, crews are using an underwater vehicle to search the area. And the number of fireworks-related injuries keeps climbing at Harborview Medical Center. As of 11 o'clock this morning, hospital has seen 86 patients with injuries caused by fireworks over the past week. That is a 65% increase just from last year. To your forecast now, we are seeing plenty of sunshine. A little hazy, though, from some Canadian wildfire smoke. No significant air quality concerns, however. Touch cooler for tomorrow. Right now, 80 degrees and sunshine in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
How excited are you? Yeah. You were so excited, right?
Excuse me.
Okay.
I cannot speak English, but I'm excited!
I love it! Yeah, baby!
You got it. There it is. That's how people normally feel when asked about the beginning of this show, especially on a Monday. Cross-cultural, really is. You don't have to speak. You don't have to understand one word I'm saying. You just get caught up in the atmosphere. The vibe, as the kids call it nowadays. I have a confession to make. Please turn the music off. This is very, very depressing.
Oh, boy.
I'll just wait for you guys. Turn the music off. So it's very depressing. There you go. That's even more depressing. You're turning it off. I didn't know the game was today. I thought it was Friday. But now I have it. I got World Cup fever.
Good.
It was a small rash on the inner thigh. And it has spread to the outside, and it's making its way up the back. And it's all scabby. Is that a pretty good sign? Is that what it is? That
yes,
World Cup? Yeah.
That's it.
Now I got it. I got World Cup fever. What I say? Yeah, my tongue's all swollen.
I applaud your cooperativeness.
Well, there we go. I'm in. I'm in with everybody else. Can't name one player.
Me neither.
All right. Have it in the news. Joe and I were speculating just before coming up on the air as to whether why the increase in accidents with fireworks there at Harborview, 86% increase. So, whatever it was last year, it was like 14 or 15, that much more. It could be the weather. I speculated it's because more people putting stuff online and taking bigger risks in order to get more people to see their, extremities blown off.
Yeah, but
that was it. Huh?
I think that would have been applicable the last few years, and we would have more evidence. We'd be looking at more, hey, Seattle man loses his finger.
I guess it's weather. I'm going weather.
I think weather's our best.
There's your weather.
Yeah. Best theory.
Hey, by the way, they got some good news over the weekend, the fact that I didn't get any news. Did you notice, in fact, even my wife's like, I don't think she got married. I'm like, Nick, she got married. Taylor Swift got married. Well, I can't find anything. I love this, that I didn't get any news about Taylor Swift. In fact, I wrote a little something about it. Taylor Swift got married in front of 1,200 people at Madison Square Garden. It was the wedding of the decade, by any measure. The attendees, the amount of money spent, everything. And I knew nothing of it, and I couldn't have been happier. I don't have anything against Taylor Swift or anybody else who was there. There were no photos. There were no judgment. There were no dresses, nothing for me to rate, nothing for me to respond to, no speeches that I would probably just have some sort of take on. Nobody handed me a reason to care or not care. More importantly, nobody handed me a reason to say that I even had to have an opinion about it, because I didn't have to care at all, because it was not there, because no one was able to send anything, because the guests were sworn to secrecy. There was something quite refreshing about not having to be a part of a very personal event with two very public people in front of a bunch of other very public people. The guests signed the NDA that it turns out that they had no financial penalty attached to it. There was no fourth page that said, if you are to send a photo, if you do send a video, then you will be fined $50,000 or something else. So there's no fines, no lawsuits waiting. and still nothing leaked. And here's what I find most remarkable. Because compare the video of the people that were at the Coldplay concert that somebody took of them having a reaction when they saw themselves on the big screen, and then every single day, seeming like every single hour, there was another video or more information about these two complete strangers that no one knew anything about prior to someone deciding they were going to take that video and put it up. And the guy that was interviewed that put the video up said, well, I had the video. I figured if I didn't do it, somebody else would have shared it. So I thought it was best that I do it, which is like, if you had to have your name up there and you had to say, I am this person, I live here, and this is where I work, and now here is a video I've taken of two complete strangers being caught in a moment, there might be some backlash on the person that put that up there. But since they remained anonymous, then it didn't cost them anything. But the people that went to Taylor Swift wedding, if there really was a wedding, they knew that if they put something up, that's it. Taylor would never invite them to another event again. All the other celebrities would blackball them. They would lose not finance, but social standing. So, it was the same tool that the guy used for the Coldplay thing, but in this regard, everyone obeyed the rules because there was so much more to lose. It reminds me of Henry David Thoreau. When Henry David Thoreau was living in the woods there, right, living in a more authentic life, he found out about the telegram and in the telegraph that was going to start sending messages from across the ocean. It only lasted about 3 days, and then something happened to the cable. But he also commented, he said, why is it that anybody in Maine would want to have any information about what's happening in Texas? What's happening in Texas and what's happening in Maine, the people of Maine don't care about Texas and the news that's coming from there. If a train derails or something, it means nothing to the people of Maine. And the same thing for the people of Texas. If there's a hard rain that falls or a thunderstorm in Maine, why would anybody in Texas care about that? And Henry David Thoreau saw the telegraph as a way of forcing everyone else to have news about everyone else that had no direct relationship on their life. He kind of poo-pooed the whole idea. But just think about it. Today, even today, you get news about something that happened, or you watch nightly news and they show you a tornado and they show you the devastation of the tornado, and you're saying, gosh, I feel so sorry for those people. And, the double wide got blown apart. They interview somebody. You don't know who they are. You don't know you'll ever see them again. But all of a sudden, that's 2 minutes of your attention taken by complete strangers that you might not even be able to find on a map, nor will you ever have to care about again. But there it is coming through this pipeline. It's like a giant drain field. I had no idea how septic systems worked until we had to get a bigger one over at the barn. And the guy explained to me how the drain field works and the legs that go out, and this is where the stuff is, and the one stuff floats to the bottom, the rest of the stuff goes to the top. And by the way, you owe me $75,000. I was like, oh, yeah. Does it eventually turn into diamonds? Can we dig that up as well? Yes, I had no idea. So over the weekend, a wedding took place. Two people I don't know. I will never know them personally. I've seen them on television. They got married. Good for them. I didn't have to have an opinion. And I like the fact that my news feed was empty of personal lives. In fact, I look forward to the day that I retire like Tom did. And Tom said the day that he left, December 6th, was it 5 years ago now? He said, I will never search for news. I'm going to not go on the internet. I may or may not read newspapers. I probably won't go to a movie again. I will just read books that I care about. I will travel to places that I want to go to. And this news will come and go, and I won't have to be a part of it. It's very refreshing. And I found just the absence of that news story, that Taylor Swift news story, there was an absence, but I didn't feel a void. I felt that it was full of something else. Does that make sense?
You got the dopamine hit from
not having it. Is that weird? Because if so, that they show the dress and then you can't help it. You're like, oh, well, then just don't have a reaction. You can't help it. Somebody sends you a photo. For instance, there's an interesting science experiment. If somebody says, oh, I want to show you this photo, who's the first person or thing that you look for in the photo? Anybody?
Yourself.
Yes. If you don't see yourself, then who? Or what?
Mm.
What? And what?
Significant other? Family?
You look for someone else you know. Most likely it's the person who gave you the photo, right? If you don't see yourself and you don't see that person, then what do you do?
Shared style, things you own.
Possibly you identify the location where it was taken. You're like, oh, is that the Golden Gate Bridge in the background? You're trying to find anything you can to relate to the photo. First yourself, then someone you know, then you're grasping at anything you can identify. Is that Farmington, Illinois? Whatever you say, right? Same thing with this sort of stuff. You see the photo of Taylor or whoever else, and then you have to all the opinions. But boy, they look really old. Or wasn't that guy in that movie with Daniel Craig? Or isn't that show on Netflix? Then your mind is spinning out in these directions. I want to thank Taylor and Travis Kelce. Is that right?
Yep.
Good. Thank you guys for not including me. And for everybody else that was there that obeyed the rules and didn't send anything out. Thank you. And I'm sure at People Magazine, they're going to probably sell it. You go to the supermarket and there's going to be a picture of her and the wedding and everything else that goes with it. And you're like, okay, then you're like, oh, here's the inclusive, exclusive spread. When people get the exclusivity on the Taylor Swift story.
Undoubtedly. It's always people, too.
Yeah, they want to get those kind of things. All right, now to the World Cup. I have to say that I thought it was really interesting. I've been reading a lot about FIFA and how unbelievably corrupt this organization is. I had I had rumors of it, but then when you start to see the sort of stuff that they've been doing throughout the years, how the whole thing was set up and taking bribes, why it was in Qatar, but it was going to be too hot in Qatar, so then they did it in November, I think. There was one where they did in Brazil. Brazil spent $11 billion. They built a stadium for $270 million. FIFA had them build a stadium. It was in such a remote part of the world that the building materials for the stadium had to be shipped in from Portugal, from the Atlantic Ocean, Portugal, up the Amazon River to the stadium that you could barely get to by a car. In Manaus, I think it was called. They had 4 World Cup games there. I don't know what's happening with the stadium now. I don't think much of anything. This is in 2014. They're a tax-exempt organization. So they don't – the country, the cities end up losing money because you can't charge FIFA anything. Like Brazil lost $250 million in taxes that they could charge the organization. And they have $1 billion they did at the time, they probably still do, or more.
I'm sure more.
$1 billion in reserves. And then you read about the guy's still not in there, is he? Sepp?
No,
Sepp
there's
Blatter?
a new guy. There's a new smaller, more bald guy, slightly younger. He's the one that made up the FIFA World Peace Prize and gave it to Trump about a year ago.
Yeah.
I don't recall his name, but
yeah, I'm playing some of this. We have this. Yeah, here's the what's this? Back in 2014, the FIFA World Cup was taking place in Brazil. The country had a law. Oh yeah. So this is they had a law they set up, and I think what was the year they did you couldn't drink any alcohol. No alcohol can be served because they found that people were drinking a lot and then smashing each other over the head. So they said
too many people were dying due to alcohol-related injuries at Brazilians.
I was trying to put a lighter touch on it, Joe. So they said, yeah, you're not allowed to have alcohol because people get drunk and then they kill one another. So then this is what happened.
I'm sorry to say, and maybe I look a bit arrogant, but
this is the Secretary General of FIFA, right? He's responding to the fact that no. We told them in Brazil.
I'm sorry to say, and maybe I look a bit arrogant, but that's something we'll not negotiate. I mean, there will be, and there must be, as part of the law, the fact that we have the right to sell beer.
Yeah, they have the right to sell beer because FIFA's one of the sponsors is Budweiser. So they're like, yeah, we don't care about your law that protects everybody. We got beer to sell, and Budweiser is the sponsor, so we're coming in. And, it's too bad for everybody else. And the other one, this is you guys, Sepp Blatter, talking about.
We are a non-profit organization, and we have to remain a non-profit organization.
A non-profit with over $1 billion in the bank.
Yeah, but this is a reserve.
Okay. Here's the crazy part. let's assume that FIFA is corrupt. You okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. As horrible as they are, in fact, it was Sepp Blatter when they said, how can women's soccer become, more popular? He suggested they wear tighter shorts. Okay, so that's this organization. But yet everyone is able to ignore all of that, and you have possibly 700,000 people marching through the streets of Seattle to go to a soccer game. I think it's commendable that people are like, yeah, the people that put it on are horrible. They treat countries that they come into terribly. They disregard or ignore or sell the beer anyway, or they diminish women's soccer by suggesting that they wear shorter shorts. They take money, bribes. There's a whole bunch of junk that goes on with this organization. But people are like able to go, yeah, well, that's those guys. We just want to see some soccer. That's wonderful. I like that. How are people are divorcing themselves of the body of FIFA in order to just see the game,
separating the art from the artist.
Yeah, yeah. There's that. Plus, you think about the same sort of thing happened during the 4th of July. Yeah, you don't like the president, you don't like some of his policies, you don't like that, but you still love the country. Great. You can say that guy's going to be out in a little while, but the country and what the country stands for, those ideals are still something that people are aspiring to. And when Trump goes out and somebody else comes in, you can like or dislike that person, but you should still stay truthful and committed to the ideals of it. So the same ideals of soccer, the same thing of what soccer represents to so many people, and then what America can represent for people, and you ignore the Secretary General that is going to sell beer anyway, or somebody else that's taking a bribe, right? Where is it supposed to be in 2026?
2020 or 2030, I think.
2030 is the next one?
Yeah. Let's see.
Some other country that's on the
Morocco, co-hosted by Morocco, Portugal, and Spain.
Okay, good. All right. I'm sure it'll all work out just fine for them. All right. All right. Update on what's happening in Lake Chelan. I think the fire is moving east. We'll find out from our fire expert.
Aha.
Who also works for Cozy Radio, KOZI. Community radio.
Covering natural disasters.
The biggest concern for Cozy Radio, not just the fire in Lake Chelan, but the fire was breathing right down, bearing down on the transmitter and the antenna for little Cozy Radio, KOZI radio.
They save it?
I don't know. We'll have to get an update, Joe. Good question. We'll lead off with that one. Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
Yes, sir. Let's see here. Let's start with Everett, where we just cleared a collision north 5 at the Boeing Freeway. Everett to Marysville, a 15-minute commute with usual backups forming between the Boeing Freeway and 528. The big trouble is South 5 heading into Seattle. In fact, Linwood to Seattle has improved to 55 minutes, down from an hour 10 due to this disabled semi. South 5 just past the Boylston Avenue on-ramp. It blocks your right lane. We've got a solid backup stretching into Northgate. And southbound on Boylston, you're bumper to bumper starting at Lynn Street. Southbound 99 heavy from the Zoo to Mercer. Northbound 99 bumper to bumper from the stadiums up to Mercer. North 5, we're stop and go from the north end of Boeing Field in the downtown. We're all clear on our lake bridges. Bellevue to Renton, plan on a half hour. Federal Way to Seattle's at 25 minutes. It's all clear until you get to that north end of Boeing Field. And on the water, the Clinton Ferry Terminal and the Edmonds Terminal both reporting 1 hour wait for drivers, a 2 hour wait for drivers at our Kingston Ferry Terminal. This report brought to you by Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Save big during July. Buy 3 windows or doors and get 1 free from Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Plus, make no payments for 12 months. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
The spirit of the nation converges on Seattle.
Seattle hosting one of the biggest nights in U.S. men's soccer history.
It's just great to see America finally fall in love with the world's game.
Just stop and take in this moment.
Tonight, it's the U.S. versus Belgium to see who advances to the Final 8 in the World Cup. And Seattle was made for this.
Tillman!
Conversation and complete coverage at mynorthwest.com and KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again, and it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Digging in my yard, trying to lay a pipe. I hit a water line and now I have to pay a big fine. I should have called 811.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
Clutter happens. Let Closets by Design save the day. For a limited time, get 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months 0% financing on approved credit if paid in full. Go to closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
Summer's supposed to be fun. When the kids are home all day, the groceries, they add up fast. G. Scott here with a quick heads up from Safeway. There's a program called Sunbucks that gives qualifying families $120 per child for summer groceries. Some families are signed up automatically and will get a card in the mail. Others need to apply. Take a minute to check. It could really help put food on the table for your family. Head to freesummermeals.org to find out more. That's freesummermeals.org.
At Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation, we make protecting your home simple and affordable. With flexible financing and 20-plus years of trusted service, you can count on lasting quality from Guardian. Visit GuardianRoofing.com today.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. It is a march to the match like never before in Seattle.
We like it. We like it. We love it.
U.S. soccer fans on their way to Seattle Stadium for tonight's World Cup match against Belgium. KIRO News Radio's Jillian Raftery in the crowd. She joins us live. Jillian. Can you hear me, Jillian?
And Aaron, yes, I just got engulfed in fans who were shouting, "God bless our troops," and I just want to pass on that message because it is a good one. I'm here with Adam and his friends who are all on the same soccer team and met up for the march to the match, and even though they lost their last game, they're predicting a U.S. win. Adam, what time did you get here today?
We got here at 10 a.m. this morning.
Amazing. How does it feel?
Unbelievable. You can't even imagine the energy that's in around the stadium.
And how much are we going to win by today?
We're going to win 3-1, easy.
I think it'll be a close game, 2-2, but then 2 goals by the U.S. in extra time, 4-2 USA.
I'm going to say 3-1. I think Adam's got it on lock, 3-1.
3-1, Balogun with 2 goals, and Pulisic, Captain America with 1. We're winning this.
You heard it here. Almost everyone I've talked to is predicting a U.S. win, especially with the key player back. And, of course, the vibes. Belgium has played in this state, have none. Like it's going to be tens of.
All right, losing Jillian there, but that's okay. We heard from the fans. They're all predicting, of course, a win, and the U.S. will be playing at full strength that they heard from Jillian after FIFA overturned the red card for the team's top goal scorer. ABC's Stephen Portnoy tells us President Trump called that move a brilliant decision.
President Trump said he'd never even heard of a red card.
They say you can't play. That's very unfair.
Trump says he called the head of FIFA, Gianni Infantino, and asked him to review the decision to disqualify American striker Folarin Balogun.
All I did was ask for a review. I didn't say you have to do this.
He shrugs off the protests from Belgium, saying if the Belgians beat the Americans at full strength, they can be really proud.
The other way, if they beat us, we'll say it was rigged.
Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
U.S. does enter tonight's match as a slight favorites. Kickoff at Seattle Stadium set for 5 o'clock. Microsoft's Xbox is going to spin off 4 video game studios. ABC's Brian Clark reports that move is part of a reorganization plan that includes a lot of job cuts.
Xbox CEO Asha Sharma says history's full of companies that mistake longevity for inevitability and that Xbox will not be one of them. She told that to employees in a memorandum announcing massive changes to the division that she says is not healthy. Xbox is cutting 1,600 jobs today, 3,200 through the fiscal year. Overall, Microsoft says 4,800 job cuts make up a little more than 2% of its global workforce. Brian Clark, ABC News.
And those layoffs include 600 job cuts here in Washington. Now to the real-time traffic desk at 3:33. Here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Aaron. This one brought to us by 425 Magazine. Linwood to Seattle down to 45 minutes. We're improving with every report. A disabled semi has been cleared. That's the good news. But the boom truck that was called in to get it off the freeway is now stuck. The crane is stuck in the air, so it's parked in the right lane still. And this is in the middle of a hefty backup from Northgate to I-90. Southbound 99, we're packed from the zoo across the Aurora Bridge, but from there it thins out pretty quickly. It's still crowded, though, down to the stadiums. Northbound 99 is bumper to bumper from the stadiums to Mercer. North 5, stop and go from the north end of Boeing Field into downtown. Bellevue to Renton is a half hour. You're slow from 520 to the Renton Landing. North 405, heavy through the S-curves in Renton. And Olympia to Tacoma, that 50 minutes. You've got scattered slowing through Lacey and Nisqually, and again from JBLM through South Tacoma. 425 Magazine, the East Side's magazine, inside, outside, East Side. It's 425. Find out more at 425magazine.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
So your forecast now, it is a nice night in store for soccer. A little bit of haze out there from some Canadian wildfire smoke. Touch cooler for tomorrow, but staying dry right now, 81 and sunny in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Home Comfort Alliance. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical needs. It's homecomfortalliance.com. John Curley Show, and you are along for the ride. Much appreciated. Makosu Casino Resort text line 1-888-973-5476. All right, well, normally he's here to talk sports, but the big story broke at midnight on Saturday night at Lake Chelan. A fire that began to consume, I guess, what part of it? Rye Roller, our KOZI radio you're not on location. You're in the closet.
Taking shelter.
Yes. Well, from the closets
this
built
location?
by Closets by Design came into the barn. And that's where you are now, keeping safe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Insulated really well.
Yeah.
It's southeast of Chelan. So for people familiar with the area, there's a BB Bridge, this big metal bridge structure. South of there, sort of, if you wanted to look it up, McNeil Canyon through McNeil Canyon Road, which is not highly populated, but it is populated sparsely. And unfortunately, about 100 structures and houses were destroyed over the weekend. And no exact death toll yet, but you see speculations on that. I've heard a couple of different things, from 1 to 0 being the estimate.
I saw one that a car had left the road and a body was found inside the car. No other information about that consumed by the fire. So were they able to contain this thing? They thought it was up to 20,000 acres. They think it's about 9,400 acres that have been affected by the fire.
Bigger right now. And in fact, the firefighters that are working on the line, they're not really concerned with trying to figure out what the coverage is right now, because it's 0% containment still. The winds, what was really made this horrible was the winds came in on the afternoon of the 4th, and it jumped the McNeil Canyon Road, which was kind of, everybody was sort of holding their breath and crossing their fingers that it wouldn't do that. But it did, and that's how it sort of started running up this canyon, and it got out of control. And then simultaneously, across the Columbia River, there was a Navarre fire that started. That one's at 80%, 90 containment. It looks like that one is not going to be a problem. But it was just a really chaotic weekend for my adopted hometown, Chelan, Washington. And this is a really vital time for them, because these local businesses survive on these 3 or 4 weekends throughout the summer, and then throughout the winter they're just kind of clutching their pearls and just hoping to get by so they can get to these months and to these busy weekends. And it just sucks when there is natural disasters that happen like this that throw a wrench in what should be a really profitable time for the hardworking mom and pops up there.
So there's different levels for this. This was a level 3 evacuation that tells everybody they have to go, but that was not for downtown Chelan.
No, just the Douglas County Sheriff's Office announced a long list, and it was increasingly growing throughout the afternoon, of roads and streets and addresses through McNeil Canyon that had been elevated to a level 3, which is the red get out warning.
Yeah.
And people could take shelter at a Red Cross setup in Chelan.
Have you had a chance to speak to any fire officials there that explain where this particular fire fits historically with other blazes that have gone through the valley?
Yeah, a couple quotes that have been thrown around is that this is one of the worst in 30 years. And it just, because of the winds, of how quickly this thing moved, this is not, I mean, wildfires sadly are kind of run of the mill throughout north central Washington because of the dry brush in those woods. This one is actually really substantial and historical.
Yeah. I saw somebody on Facebook say that they saw 2 pickup trucks, kids packed in both of them, throwing fire. Have you heard all that? Have you worked on that?
I heard all that. You never know. In fact, another thing about north central Washington is we love our Facebook, and we love saying stuff on Facebook, and you never have any way of fact checking it. So you have no idea if there's any, credentials to that story. I operate under the assumption that there's no way this is a coincidence, because look, it's been hot for the last month, hot and dry in Chelan for the past month. This fire gets discovered 12:30 July 4th, just after midnight. It's obvious that there's kids or people up there, a cigarette butt, a campfire that isn't fully put out. These things, this isn't just a coincidence that, oh, wow, lightning struck or something.
Right.
They are man-made, and that's what's so frustrating about this, because, it's just terrible that we have people up there that don't listen to the rules and don't listen to Sam Elliott.
There's a reference for you.
Smokey Bear.
That's right, Smokey
Yes.
Bear. Yeah, that was a trivia question for Rye. By the way, I guess everybody also wants to know, because at one point on Saturday morning, you came down and told me that KOZI's transmitter and its antenna was possibly would have been caught in the fire path.
Nevertheless, we persisted. All good.
So
Still on the air.
it's still
So
on the
if
air.
you want to hear Michael Jackson and Madonna 4 times an hour, you can do that at 95.3 KOZI.
And don't forget, you're also into Wenatchee at 98.1.
98.1. Hello to our friends in Wenatchee, the vast and ever expanding KOZI.
That's right. And now Rye's new job is cold calling and trying to sell radio.
Yeah, that's a hard business. Yeah, you got to be pushy, and I'm not pushy at all. I'm really okay with a no. Okay, bye. Turns out that doesn't really work.
Well, they say in sales that for every no you get, you're that much closer to a yes. Do you sense that?
That was my thinking when I was gambling on sports. Every time I failed, well, the next now I'm due.
Yeah,
and that didn't work out.
Yeah, okay. So how's it going? You call up. How you like that cold calling, huh?
It's terrible. I think I might transition to emails or transition to Home Depot.
No,
one of the two.
I think I told you, stick with it. We'll role play. Ring, ring.
Ring, ring.
Yeah. Okay. Ring, ring.
Ring, ring.
Wow. So quick.
That's Sherry.
Yeah.
So
Ring, ring.
Okay. Then you answer. You be.
Hello.
Hi. It's KOZI Radio calling. I was looking at your business online. I'm wondering, why don't you advertise on the radio?
We used to, but we've got a social media person, just hired them, and they're posting up most of our stuff. We're getting some good traction on there. It's just, we don't listen to the radio ourselves these days, so it's just cheaper to post stuff on Instagram.
So you used to post. You used to do radio.
Oh yeah, way back in the 80s, 90s. Yeah,
and it worked for you.
A little bit here and there, but the landscape of the marketing has changed.
So you think that radio is sort of a dinosaur looking for a soft tar pit to fall into? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I wouldn't put it quite that way. It's good, but overall, we're good for now.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll check back.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, all right, Ryan. You're that much closer to a yes. Okay.
Yep.
Drop my name. Drop my name if you have to.
I have. They're like, what are you calling about?
You ever seen Evening Magazine?
Evening Magazine? Is that a win? Best of Western Washington? Throw that in there.
Yeah. You can advertise on Evening Magazine.
Yeah, as your grandfather, my dad used to do, right? He would walk up to the secretary to get past her, and he'd say, Jack Curley, FBI. And, oh, my gosh, FBI. Well, hold on a second. Mr. Ferguson, there's somebody here from the FBI to see you. And then Dad would walk in. The guy's like, whoa, well, the FBI, what do they want to talk to me about? My dad would go, FBI? I didn't say FBI. I said IBM. And then they'd go, oh my God, so might get me a heart attack. I thought the FBI. Well, have a seat, Mr. Curley. Have a seat, Mr. Curley. What a relief. And then my dad, see that? So try that one, Rye.
Okay.
Call up.
Yeah.
Call up.
IBM, I could say KGB. No, I said KOZI.
There you go. KGB. All right. Call somebody that's selling oil or ice cream and see if that works out for you. All right?
Yep.
All right.
And we don't care about the World Cup, by the way.
What?
We don't care about the World Cup. I just thought we'd throw the sports.
Are you now saying you don't care about the World Cup?
Yes, I am saying that. I tried. I gave it my best, Joe. I'm sorry.
Oh, come on.
Because I got World Cup fever.
Yeah, your dad's in finally.
I got World Cup fever.
Oh my God. It appears that the most captivating part of it is how much people care, like the scale of it. And then when you really watch the game, you're like, okay. I can't get behind it. I'm sorry. I know that's like the most, right off the shelf take ever when it comes to an American guy talking about soccer. But go U.S.
Thank you, Ryan. Wow, that's great. All right, thank you. Appreciate it. Let you get back to selling airtime. Bye-bye. Love.
See ya. Love.
All right, here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
Thanks, John. Linwood to Seattle. We're back up to a 1 hour commute just past the Boylston Avenue on-ramp between the ramp and Mercer. The right lane is blocked from a disabled vehicle. This is hours into this, and this is right in the middle now of a hefty backup from Northgate all the way to I-90, the Boylston on-ramp. You're backed up to Roanoke now. North 5, stop and go from the Michigan curve in the downtown. Seattle to Everett and Bellevue to Everett. You're both looking good at 45, 50 minutes. Bellevue to Renton, plan on a half hour. North 405, it is heavy through the Renton S-curves, and Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, less than a 40-minute commute. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
All right, I, over the weekend, was preaching the good work of Dr. Mark Wagner to somebody. They were complaining. Well, there was a problem. Oh, yeah, their knees were really bad. Their knees were bad. Their hips were bad. The guy was a real mess. I was like, wow. I played college football, and I got a bad back. I said, hey, have you thought about a stem cell procedure? No, I'm not into that hocus pocus stuff. I said, well, hold on a minute. Have you read anything about stem cell? Well, I know it came out a while ago. He's like, okay, look, there's a guy, Dr. Mark Wagner, who works with, top class athletes that go to see him at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. And it's a 90-minute outpatient procedure using your own stem cells. So a bad shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, knee, all of the problems you told me that you have. I'm telling you right now, if you've been dealing with all of these and you're thinking about surgery, go see Wagner and talk to him about Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine and a stem cell procedure if it's right for you. I sold that guy. I said, look, I had a bad hip. I'm running again after 5 years. Go see him. drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
The spirit of the nation converges on Seattle.
Seattle hosting one of the biggest nights in U.S. men's soccer history.
It's just great to see America finally fall in love with the world's game.
Just stop and take in this moment.
Tonight, it's the U.S. versus Belgium to see who advances to the Final 8 in the World Cup. And Seattle was made for this.
Tillman! It's in!
Conversation and complete coverage at mynorthwest.com and KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Hey fans, it's Rick Riz. I love making exciting calls every night, but there's a call I'm really excited to make in just days when I can say goodbye glasses. I'm having refractive lens exchange, RLE from K2 Vision, to get rid of readers, glasses, and contacts. Plus, I'll never get a cataract. For decades, I've had to call ball games using readers to see my notes, then over them to see the field. On and off, on and off. It was brutal, but no more. K2 Vision RLE is my permanent solution to a lifetime of great vision. Holy smokes! Talk about experienced veterans. The K2 Vision RLA team has done over 150,000 lens procedures. I trust their stuff and them. Stay tuned. I'll keep you posted on my results. So enjoy life with no readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts. Get your free Zoom consult now at k2visionrle.com. Then you can make the call. Goodbye glasses. k2visionrle.com.
Have you ever really thought about what happens when you can no longer care for yourself?
If you're not prepared, it's like they just ship you off to a nursing home and you may not even have considered all the options that are available to you.
After retiring, Vic attended a free seminar with elder law attorney Rajiv Nagayach at LifePoint Law, and it changed the way he planned for his future.
He talked about not running out of money, not being a burden to your family. Those are two kind of basic principles that are obviously important.
So what's Vic's advice?
You have to have a plan. You need a running start. You need to be able to understand the system. I would encourage people to consider getting educated. Rajiv has a lot of knowledge, a lot of practical experience that can be helpful.
Register for a free LifePoint Law retirement planning seminar in Federal Way on July 7th, Bremerton July 9th, Everett July 11th, or Bellevue July 18th. Space is limited. Sign up at lifepointlaw.com. lifepointlaw.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these
these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, you know Earthwise Salvage in Soto? That really cool place with all the amazing doors, windows, and other treasure? Great news! They just opened a brand new location nearby. The Salvage Lumber Warehouse is ready to serve as a central resource for contractors, builders, home DIYers, and hobbyist woodworkers, providing access to clean, de-nailed lumber ready for reuse, flooring, beams, siding, mantles, live edge slabs, and so much more. All harvested from structures, not forests. Visit EWSalvage.com.
Spring is here and it's time to call Integrity Roofing and Construction, your trusted local roofing team. They'll keep your home leak-free and protected all season long. Spike O'Neill here. Visit IntegrityRC.com to schedule a free roof assessment and video inspection today. Serving our community with over 10 years experience in roofing and restoration, their skilled team can help with everything from simple roof repair to full renovation. Schedule your free estimate today. Visit IntegrityRC.com. That's IntegrityRC.com or call 206-202-ROOF.
George Thorogood and the Destroyers, the baddest show on earth with the Robert Cray Band. August 6th, the Tulalip Amphitheater. Get tickets on sale now at Tulalip and Quilcena 1 Club Desks or Ticketmaster.
Hartley here from Wilcox Family Farms. You've heard the saying, you are what you eat. Eggs are an incredible source of protein and omega-3s. But have you thought about what the hens eat to make healthier eggs? At Wilcox Farms, our hens enjoy organic pastures and a diet of organic grains and flaxseed, creating vibrant yolks, richer flavor, and real nutrition for your family. Next time you're at the store, choose Wilcox Eggs. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
It's a sad, ironic twist. But the guy that was the millionaire biohacker who wanted to, whenever people do the millionaire thing at the top, it's like, because immediately, okay, millionaire biohacker who wanted to live forever reveals an incurable disease. To put the millionaire thing in there, people are like, whoa, I'm sure the reviews like, oh, serves you right, or like, too bad for you, sucker. Anyway, he spent, I assume, millions and millions of dollars.
He spends $2 million a year.
Yes, in order to try to slow down or reverse the aging process. He's throwing everything at it, everything he possibly could. And then he finds out he's got this really, only like 5% of people actually have this particular disease where I guess the lining of his stomach is chemically imbalanced and now it is consuming its own tissue. A tragic story about a guy who just tried to, I give him credit. People like, oh, you just want to live longer. I think he would live to be 120. But the stuff he was testing on himself would have benefited everybody. Is he facing his own mortality here? Do they even give him a couple of months or years to live or something?
Not yet. No, they have. His take is that he will find a cure.
Right. Here he is telling reporters earlier about it.
Surely you expect to die someday.
No. This project is not about immortality. Given how fast technology is progressing and our understanding of biology, this is the first time in human history where we don't know how long and how well we can live. There is no cap. Now, you could come up with all kinds of arguments to say, here are all the reasons why this is not possible for a human to live past 120 or 150, and you're gonna have those very strong opinions. What's different is we now have AI that is progressing very quickly, almost unfathomable to our current minds, which is giving us new powers of discovery that we've never had before. And this is why I'm saying that.
Yeah, I think it's a good expiration date. To step out. It's like this tortoises that can live for 170 years. Just sort of like, there he is, 170-year-old tortoise.
Yeah, the effort he puts into this kind of consumes his life too, so that he doesn't have much of a life.
His life is about extending his life,
right? Which
That's the way I feel sometimes we're having to fill time just before Nate gets in here. Oh, here he is now, checking traffic. Nathan?
Just got in. Thanks, John. Linwood to Seattle has been bouncing back and forth between an hour and 45 minutes this afternoon, and now we're back down to 50 minutes. Just past the Boylston Avenue on-ramp, that right lane remains blocked from a disabled vehicle. This is in the middle of a heavy backup from Northgate to I-90. Also, your Boylston on-ramp, you're backed up all the way to Roanoke now. Southbound 99, heavy from South Lake Union down to the stadiums as we're seeing improvement here. Also, northbound 99 is starting to thin down, still heavy through the downtown tunnel. Downtown Seattle is just jam-packed, all of our surface streets between Denny Way and the stadiums and from I-5 to the waterfront. Remember, most of the streets around Pioneer Square and the stadiums are closed. Seattle to Everett, Bellevue to Everett, both pushing 50 minutes. And Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway looking good at just 40 minutes. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
The spirit of the nation converges on Seattle.
Seattle hosting one of the biggest nights in U.S. men's soccer history.
It's just great to see America finally fall in love with the world's game.
Just stop and take in this moment.
Tonight, it's the U.S. versus Belgium to see who advances to the Final 8 in the World Cup. And Seattle was made for this.
Tillman!
Conversation and complete coverage at mynorthwest.com and KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. Get a free oil filter and more during the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone, now through July 27th.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Download the KIRO News Radio app, where you can watch us live or stream us live anywhere, anytime.
How would this initiative, whatever this initiative is, how would he fund it?
Stay connected everywhere. Download the KIRO News Radio app.
If you're over 62 and feeling more financial pressure every month, you are not alone. I'm Steve Teitler, owner of Best Mortgage. I hear from seniors all the time who love their home, want to stay in it, but are worried about how far their money will go. Property taxes are up, insurance is up, monthly bills keep rising, and some of them still have a mortgage payment. A reverse mortgage could help by eliminating that mortgage payment, paying off debts, and giving you more room in your monthly budget. Now, let me say this, it's not right for everyone, but for the right person, it can make a real difference. When you call Best Mortgage, you work directly with me for a free consultation. I'll explain how it works, answer your questions, and tell you honestly whether it fits your needs. If you're 62 or older and want to learn more about staying in your home with less financial stress, call me today. 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage. Honest advice you can trust. 425-649-6000.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. Northwest News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-572-3344. That's 800-572-3344.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Sievertson. Another allegation against Graham Plattner, the Maine Democratic Senate candidate. ABC News has not independently verified the claim, which has been published online. A former girlfriend tells Politico in late 2021, Plattner entered her home while drunk and forced himself on her. In a video message, Plattner calls the allegation false and adds,
regardless of the inaccuracy of the reporting, but mindful of the political reality it will inflict, we are taking the time to reflect on the best path forward.
Two fellow Democrats pulled their endorsements of Plattner after the Politico report came out, Arizona Senator Ruben Gallego and California Congressman Ro Khanna. The latter urging Plattner to drop out of the race, calling the allegations very serious and credible. President Trump heads to a NATO summit in Turkey later today, where Ukraine President Zelensky is expected to ask members for more interceptor missiles. Wall Street indexes closed higher, the Dow at a record high. This is ABC News. The Hamas militant group today says it has dissolved its government in Gaza and is preparing to transfer power to a technical committee backed by the United Nations as part of a U.S.-brokered ceasefire deal. Hamas did not say whether it planned to disarm or hand over security to an international force. Storms bringing the threat of flooding. ABC News forecaster Samara Theodore.
In parts of central New Jersey, New York, Long Island in particular, from Queens to Brooklyn out to Long Island, there's a chance for some really decent flooding there. And we also have a flash flood threat, and it also includes Long Island as well as parts of Connecticut and the northern tier of the Jersey Shore. Elevated flash flood risk from Cumberland, Maryland up to Pittsburgh, out to Cleveland, and down to the Delmarva Peninsula, over to Philadelphia and Virginia Beach.
The World Cup has helped increase gambling. Prediction market Kalshi saw more than $31 billion in volume in June, compared with $18 billion in May. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
Just 1 hour left until one of the biggest sporting events in Seattle's history. A live report after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Thank you, Aaron. This one brought to you by Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Linwood to Seattle, 45-minute commute. We have good news. We just cleared that disabled vehicle from the right lane approaching the Mercer off-ramp. It's been with us all afternoon. Hefty backup from Northgate to I-90 and that Boylston on-ramp. You're backed up to Roanoke. All of this will begin to improve now. Southbound 99 still heavy from about South Lake Union to the stadiums, and northbound 99 is slow through the downtown tunnel. Both of these routes are improving. Downtown Seattle is jam-packed from Denny Way to the stadiums, from I-5 to the waterfront, and most streets are closed in Pioneer Square and around the stadiums. Seattle to Everett, Bellevue to Everett, 50 minutes. Everett to Marysville, right around 15. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, right around a 40-minute commute now. Save big during July. Buy 3 windows or doors and get 1 free from Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Plus, make no payments for 12 months. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. World Cup soccer taking over Seattle in one of the biggest matches for the U.S. men's national team. KIRO News Radio's Jillian Raftery among the fans right now. She joins us live. Jillian.
Taking over Seattle is right. I'm here in Pioneer Square now after tens of thousands of fans marched to this match. And every street in every direction that I can see is packed to the gills. There are people in the trees in Pioneer Square as people prepare for this game. Universally, every fan I talk to thinks the U.S. is going to dominate this game.
2-1 U.S. Belgium has to go home. 2-0.
2-0.
Yeah, 2-0 USA. 3-2, if not 2-1. Wow. USA, of course.
The vibes are immaculate, and I gotta say, the Belgian fans, I think, are all hiding out at their headquarters at Victory Hall. I have not been able to talk to a single one, except to text them and listen to them complain a little bit about how much the Americans are flooding the stadium. But everyone is so happy and excited for this game, which is going to happen coming up in just about an hour. Live in Pioneer Square, Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Thank you, Jillian. And there may be no better setting for tonight's match than right here in Seattle.
Such a soccer town.
That is Tom Rinaldi covering the World Cup for Fox Sports. He was there when USA won its last match, being down a player. Rinaldi tells Brock and Salk on 710 Seattle Sports.
They won with 10. Now they play with 12. That's why being in Seattle is a real advantage.
Again, kickoff at 5 o'clock. The USA enters as a slight favorite over Belgium. With the 4th of July now in the rearview mirror, fire officials saying you need to put away those leftover fireworks. Here's KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay.
Burn bans are already in place across 8 western Washington counties into September. There's no significant rain in sight. Several wildfires are already burning, including the Mount Tom Creek fire in the Olympics and the Chelan Hills fire. And forecasters say warmer than normal temperatures will only amplify the risk. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
And to your forecast now, we will see those warm temperatures continue for at least another couple of days. Highs in the low 80s today and upper 70s for tomorrow. Right now, 81 and sunny in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Got it. Here we go with the John Curley Show. All right. The world watches in Seattle. Diving into the news. Here we go. All right, you're back up, Jillian. Where are you in the midst of millions? Oh, wow, there you... Whoa. You are supposed to remain nonpartisan. You're supposed to be... What are you... You've got red, white, and blue on your cheeks.
And I'm sorry, John. I can't hear you very well. There's something going on with my equipment. But it is crazy down here. And there's tens of thousands of fans having a party. People carrying cases of beer around and just really having a grand old time.
Cases of beer?
Yeah, cases of beer. It's a party. The people I've talked to the most say they got here around 7 or 8 a.m. and have been drinking since that time. But it's a jolly atmosphere.
Yes, it is jolly. Now, you're supposed to remain nonpartisan. I've noticed that you've got some red, white, and blue. Why don't you also have the Belgium colors on the other side of your face there, Jillian?
The colors are very similar, but don't be mistaken. I'm USA all the way, baby.
Okay. Have you come across anybody that's traveled a great distance other than a Belgium fan? Anybody come to Seattle in the United States cheering for the U.S.? Have you run into any of those folks? Well, the technology is amazing, isn't it?
A lot of demand on the
it is. It's
network.
A lot of demand. Okay, with Julian. I feel sort of sorry for Belgium. Oh, there she's back again. Yeah. Have you run it? Who's the biggest fan you've run into, Jillian?
I've been trying to run into some Belgian fans, but I think they're all hiding. They have a team headquarters out at Victory Hall, and I have some colleagues who've been trying to talk to them, and they won't talk. Nobody will talk. I think it's because people have been drinking since so early, and it's so hot, and there are so many phones in people's faces.
Has anybody said anything to you about the red card, the whole red card problem, and Trump getting involved? Are people talking about that?
Everybody's talking about the red card. Everyone, almost universally, the USA fans that I spoke to do not think it should have been a red card in the first place. They're a little bit iffy on whether it should have been overturned, though. But I think everybody said they think we're going to win. And one of the reasons why we're going to win is because we have that key player back. So nobody's really too fussed about it.
No, they don't all of a sudden love Donald Trump because he was the one that made the phone call to get the red card possibly re-examined.
You know, nobody slammed the president. I think everybody just wants to get along today and leave the vibes out of it. I think, the USA chants are really telling.
Yeah.
People just want to get along today.
Got it. Okay, well, I'll let you get back to it. I assume you've got a seat somewhere. Are you right there next to the pitch? Are you right there? Or are you coming right on back?
I will be here, and I'll see you soon.
Okay. Thank you, Jillian. Appreciate it. There she is. By the way, I felt sort of sorry for Belgium. It's very small, but a little smaller than Ohio. They went for 589 days without an elected government. We all remember the dark period, right? 2010, 2011. They didn't exist as a country until 1830. Got to give them credit for that.
Yes.
Right? There's a lot of things that they got going against them. They've produced 220,000 tons of chocolate. So, okay. All right.
Delicious.
They got us on the chocolate. All right, Teeny.
Waffles ain't bad either.
Yeah, what, Belgian waffles? Yeah.
Yum!
Okay, Teeny just loves food. But they are a feared soccer team throughout the world, even though the population is much smaller than what we have here in the United States, which is always a really interesting thing. Like, okay, well, how many people we've got living here? How many soccer players we have coming out of the U.S.? Do we have other players that are coming in from other countries playing for America? But when you get a small country that can produce, great soccer players, there should be extra credit for that.
Agreed. Did you surely you were following the Cape Verde team?
Absolutely.
They had the population 500,000. They made it to the final 16. Well, maybe it was the final 32. Fantastic team.
See that? Small towns, small little countries like that still able to, maybe we're going to send them back to just produce more chocolate. I wonder about the number of people down there, how many of the super fans or how many just fans that are there can name like 5 players on the American team.
I think a lot of the guys down there sitting behind the Fox desk right now, they're
deep in.
They're dialed in.
Deep in, yeah.
I can't name one. Not even the guy that got the red card that I've been pulling audio about. But I'm a fan.
Now, where is he from?
I don't know. Let me do some Googling.
Google-ate him. Yeah. The world came to Seattle in 1962 for the World's Fair. About 9.3 million people traveled here. Of course, Elvis Presley came for the World's Fair in 62. They shot a movie here, and people came to see what Seattle was all about, all space age. That's where we got the Space Needle. But it's great listen, if it all works out and everybody shows up and people have a great time and maybe they come back again, but they're seeing Seattle the best time of year. This, in July, you can't go wrong, right? It just a couple of weeks after October, it would be a totally different story. But with the mountains, with the lakes, the seaplanes flying overhead, and you're sitting there just wondering, God, what a beautiful city. All of the homeless have been pushed somewhere else into areas that are not as important to the city council. We'll stuff them all down there into Little Saigon, and then they'll all migrate back into other areas. But for right now, we've swept all the filth that Seattle is known for everybody else at this time or any time of the year as our homeless populations continues to grow. So we just sort of stick them in a closet off to the side, and the world comes and enjoys. I don't think anybody's people that live here are not fooled by it. I think some folks might be a little perturbed. Wait, why do you clean up? Same thing that happened when the president of China came to San Francisco. Oh, you cleaned up the streets, you got everybody, and you power washed all the garbage and all the other stuff away so that we put on our best face, so that we, in a way, fool the world thinking, oh, this is the way it looks all the time. I think everybody knows that this is the case. You just move your problems away somewhere else and then deal with them later on after everything settles back down again. The good news is the fact that, yes, there were, 2023, June 23rd, a 15-year-old was shot. The 25th, a 17-year-old was shot. The 27th, 10 gunshots fired near Lake Washington Boulevard. But the good news is nobody died. So therefore, June ends the month with 0 homicides. 0 deaths by gunfire, 0 deaths altogether. Rance looked at the numbers and simply said it's probably because you have 800 and some cops that are out there. You have just more people. With more people, it disrupts normal activity. If you normally go down to Pioneer Square, deal drugs, somebody shorts you on something, you pull out your gun and normally shoot the person, then because there was a whole bunch of people down there, maybe just the normal routine of your drug dealing and your thievery was interrupted temporarily by the World Cup. So that's the good news. The other good news, the high of 2023-24, where we were defunding the police, we hated all the police, and the police like, okay, screw you, I'll quit or move somewhere else. They left. Criminals enjoyed that. Our homicide rates were much higher, and they've been coming down ever since. That's good news to be had by all. So there you go.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Let's see. So in SPD, 45 posts for crimes in June, 70 in 2025, 65 in 2024. So way down. There, good. Maybe we need to have the World Cup here all the time. Everybody would be happy.
Year round.
What time's the game get kicked off?
5 p.m.
Game get kicked off. That's the other thing about soccer people, so particular. Ever heard Kevin Calabro tell the story? Kevin Calabro, the voice of the Sonics, then he was the voice of the Trailblazers. And for a brief time, after he left, when the Sonics left, he stayed. Or he might have gone. Did he go with them? I can't remember where he went or not. But then they gave him a job doing the play-by-play for the Sounders. You ever hear about that?
No.
Oh, my God. Poor Kevin. Because there's just words you just don't say. You don't. You call it a match.
Yeah.
It's a pitch.
You can't say 0. It's nil.
Yeah. And he was like everything. He's just like he's running through quicksand because he's so great at play-by-play in football, and they thought, well, he'll easily be able to make the transition over here. But he goes, there's so many words in my head, like, oh, God, if you say that word, you are me. Like the soccer player's like, it's not, it's a match.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the game.
And they love
that's on the
shaming
field.
you.
That's a pitch. Yeah, they do love that. Really holding on to those words. You're not allowed in unless you know the lingo.
Oh, even Granillo gave me the side eye. He's like, I said, oh, it's 0-0. He's like, you mean 0-0?
Oh.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
It's my first World Cup.
Yeah, come on. A little bit, yeah. Let everybody be happy about it. Yeah, that's fine. Good.
By the way, Balogun,
yes,
I think, who's born in Brooklyn.
Okay, good. Well, the president weighed in on the red card conspiracy, or at least the unnecessary red card when the president said.
So I saw the play, and I'm a person that loves sports and was a good athlete. I understand sports really well.
So he understands sports really well.
Yeah.
But then.
Really well.
Oh, really? Okay. Then.
And that wasn't a foul. That wasn't even an infraction. That was two guys running full speed that happened to crash into each other. You can't take your foot and properly place it on somebody else's foot when you're going, no, he didn't do anything wrong. And he's our best player or one of our best players, a very vital player. And he gave him a red card. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't think it meant much.
Love the guy who's like, I know a lot about sports.
Yeah.
I didn't know about a red card.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that a problem?
Then I started hearing that means he can't play in the next game, at least in the next game. Yes, I asked for a review by FIFA.
Okay, and then the game?
This game would have a big mark on it. If we lost, if we won, no matter what happened, you have to let them use their best players. And the game tonight's going to be amazing, and we're going to have a full team, and Belgium's going to have a full team. And you know what? If they beat us, then they can be really proud. The other way, if they beat us, we'll say I say it was rigged, just like the election was rigged in 2020, but I won't get into that.
Okay, so then finally, Dave Portnoy from Barstool was defending the move. He said that
I'm going to need some fact checking from fact check people, but I've seen a lot of.
Is he eating a pizza while he's talking?
No, not currently.
Talk that this has been done before in the World Cup. Like Ronaldo had his suspension pushed off, a bunch of things. So it's not the first time this has ever happened. It was the right call. And this is united a nation. I'll also say, and I know, T-Bob, you're not a Trump guy, and I don't know people's politics. If you are against this and you're a United States citizen, deported. I want you out of the country. If you have a problem with this guy playing because you're letting politics get in the way and you don't like Trump place a phone call and you think this is wrong, deported. I want you on the first bus, plane, train. See ya. Go live somewhere else. This is about winning soccer.
So the question I have, was the red card, could you possibly say that they red carded that guy knowing that it would affect the outcome of the next game? And was there some sort of collusion or
in giving
skullduggery occurring because of the red card?
I don't think so.
So they weren't like, okay, we get him out.
No.
Then the next game, Belgium, and then no.
No.
There just happened to be a red card. They get a chance to review, just like they review plays in the NFL. They looked at the thing, and I guess the intention that to put his foot on the guy's ankle in order to break the ankle or to cause the other player to be incapacitated, rather than just throwing yourself on the ground and faking like you're hurt.
Right. So the consensus is that it was a bad call.
Yes.
But there's been plenty of those, even in these particular World Cup games. And what's unprecedented about this is them basically saying it's like a suspended sentence in court or whatever.
Okay.
If you don't screw up between now and next year, you get to play the next game.
Okay.
That's the unprecedented part. The one that Portnoy was talking about, I think with Ronaldo, he'd gotten a red card leading up to the World Cup. And of course, when you have a star that big, that's one of their marquee players in the entire world. Yeah, so they suspended that, but that was before the game started.
So here's Belgium had the chance to appeal.
We heard directly from FIFA. They have ruled Belgium's appeal against the reinstatement of Flo Balogun for tonight's critical game as inadmissible. They say that Belgium was not a party to this process and therefore has no standing for that appeal. That means the bottom line that Flo Balogun...
What a great name.
Yeah.
Flo Balogun. I mean, how could you not want him on your team?
Agreed.
We'll take Flo.
Available for selection if, of course, head coach Mauricio Pochettino decides to put him in the team.
Here's the weird thing. If FIFA is so corrupt with the money and the taxes and the no beer or beer and if it's such a corrupt organization and everybody knows it is, but then they go ahead and do this, then they're like, well, of course they're going to let them play. And Trump's going to make a phone call, and they're going to cave to Trump, and they gave Trump some sort of peace prize or something like that. Then the whole thing just sort of stinks. But as long as the Americans like, hey, yeah, but you know what? We got Flo.
We'll take it.
Yeah, too bad about that other stuff, but hey, let's get on with the match.
Flo's on the pitch.
There. I was talking to Rye over the weekend. Nick asked if he played soccer, and he played football and basketball, and then we thought, we'll get him a chance to play soccer because Charlie played soccer. So Lay said to me, why don't you sign him up? So I looking online, I'm not looking at the details. Generally there was a team that came up. I was like, all right, fill in out. It's like clicky click there. Okay, Rye Curley, his age, and click, and enter. Oh, okay, he's $75, but you want a uniform? No, we don't need a uniform, but get all that. So get all that and enter. And then, that comes the schedule, and then, okay, Rye, the birth certificate. Yeah, okay, we send all that. Let Lace handle that. So then we get to the game, and Rye's out there warming up. I think he's played soccer 3 or 4 times in the backyard. His sister was really good. Well, blow the whistle, match begins. Within the first minute, he scores. And then he goes on to score 6 more points within a 2-minute span. Goals. I look around and realize I have signed him up for a team that plays other teams with kids that are on the spectrum or disabled. And I was like, oh my God, this looks really bad. Yeah. First of all, he's like, Lace goes, I think it's just a very unusual team. Because like the kids were like sitting on the field, just kind of picking at the grass. Another kid was in a wheelchair. There was other kids just like
in a wheelchair.
Not physically actively engaged in the game. Yeah. And there's Rye running around. And then all of a sudden I thought, how bad do we look? Like, look at the Curleys sign their kid up so that he could die. So when Rye runs down and scores his 7th goal, he runs by me and does his hands like, I don't know, should I just keep going? I'm like, no, stop! Stop scoring. Just stop scoring.
Did he
just lay back.
You let him finish the match?
And I pulled him out and I went to I'm so sorry. I didn't know when I signed him up. I didn't see that there was like the different. Yeah, that we weren't in the right team.
You tend to do that a lot. Or you did.
I didn't the details. But I remember his fourth goal, he ran by me. He's like, "This is great." Like, okay. Yeah.
Way to go, Dad.
Yeah, that was so good. Get about it. Hey, can I get my $75 back? Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nate's on.
Brought to you by Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Linwood to Seattle has improved to 35 minutes. We're packed from 80th to I-90 back to a normal afternoon backup now. Southbound 99 still packed from the right across the Aurora Bridge, and then you'll clear at the south end, and then it's packed again through the downtown tunnel. Northbound 99, we've cleared out through downtown. Now, downtown Seattle, we are jam-packed on most all surface streets between Denny Way and the stadiums, from I-5 to the waterfront. And again, most streets are closed in Pioneer Square and around the stadiums. South 5 heading through Des Moines at South 188th. We've got a collision. It was blocking. It's on your right shoulder now. We've got a brief 1 mile backup. Seattle to Federal Way under a half hour. This is your only backup along this commute. South 405 slows from 520 to the VMAC. Bellevue to Renton, plan on a half hour. And Olympia to Tacoma, we've improved to 40 minutes. North 5 still a little crowded between JBLM up to the Tacoma Mall. Save big during July. Buy 3 windows or doors and get 1 free from Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Plus, make no payments for 12 months. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate Connors. If you've noticed that some parts of the house are not functioning correctly, and you're thinking, well, what part of that? Is that the heating, cooling? No. What could that be? Electricity? No, that's the problem. You know what it is? It's storage. There's parts of the house that just aren't functioning right. Like the garage, which is supposed to be a 2-car garage, or you can barely get 1 in there. The pantry, you can't find anything. Laundry room is a mess as well. And if you go into the bathroom, there's just stuff underneath the sink or off to the side, or you put up some crappy cabinet that's just not functioning correctly. And that is something that needs to be fixed, because once everything has a place in your house and everything is stored away, you can find it a lot easier and just cuts down on all the stress. The good folks at Closets by Design came out to the barn in Cle Elum, and that was about 9 months ago. They've been out there 3 times, and they have completely redesigned how we store everything. The laundry room, now in Rise Room, there's a closet in there, upstairs in the bedroom as well. It is Organization Central. Without the gigantic price, they give you 40% off, plus 15% off and 18-month 0% financing. The best at organizing your house is Closets by Design. 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
The spirit of the nation converges on Seattle.
Seattle hosting one of the biggest nights in U.S. men's soccer history.
It's just great to see America finally fall in love with the world's game.
Just stop and take in this moment.
Tonight, it's the U.S. versus Belgium to see who advances to the Final 8 in the World Cup. And Seattle was made for this.
Tillman!
Conversation and complete coverage at mynorthwest.com and KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Insulation rebates from PSE are at historic highs. American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $3 million in PSE insulation rebates last year, more than any contractor in Washington. Homeowners, business owners, and PSE trust American Crawl Space and Pest Services. Was your home built before 1990? Visit AmericanCrawl.com to see how much you can save on replacing your insulation.
American Crawl, the heroes you crawl.
Summer is the time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your abs or tan. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your very own hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. They are the team that addressed my hair loss, and I recommend them to everyone. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair's summer sales event is on for a limited time. So get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and make the call now while their summer savings event is still on. That's 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Moving into Aegis was one of the best decisions I ever made because I became connected with lots of friends.
This is my friend Susie, and we haven't known each other very long. We just kind of clicked.
She found this wonderful place, and so that I moved in. One thing we both like, we watch football games. I'm a tight end girl myself.
Aegis Living has been trusted for nearly 30 years to deliver award-winning care in luxury senior living. Visit aegisliving.com/KIRO and see for yourself.
Wow, Sarah, these window coverings are gorgeous. Did you guys do this yourself?
No way, it's all Hunter Douglas. My local expert came to our home, brought samples, and helped us see everything in our actual light, then measured perfectly and handled the installation.
If you're planning a remodel, moving into a new home, or simply ready to elevate how your space feels, Westco Blinds, your neighborhood Hunter Douglas expert, offers custom, beautifully crafted window treatments thoughtfully designed for life. Whether it's blinds, shades, shutters, or drapes, our products fit your windows perfectly. And with smart home options, you control the light and privacy with a tap or on schedule. Hunter Douglas window treatments are an investment in quality, backed by a lifetime limited warranty and ongoing support from your trusted local expert, Westco Blinds. Call now to schedule your free in-home design consultation. Call 206-285-5455, 206-285-5455, 206-285-5455.
Say goodbye to clogged gutters and climbing ladders. With K-Guard by Guardian, leaves stay out, water flows freely, and your home stays protected year-round. Enjoy true peace of mind, no maintenance and no rust. Choose from a variety of colors to match your home's look and boost your curb appeal. Ready for hassle-free gutters? Protect what matters most with Guardian, the original make your roof last company. Visit guardianroofing.com to learn more.
Les Schwab Tires has been proudly serving communities for over 70 years, and we've collected thousands of inspiring stories. Like Kate, who was off on a long road trip with her best friend when the dash lit up like a game show. They find the nearest Les Schwab. Turns out they really needed an oil change. It was done in a flash. Road trip saved. At Les Schwab, we're proud to keep you rolling. Les Schwab Tires. Our greatest story is yours. Stories are composites inspired by real customer feedback.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. USA soccer fans filling up Seattle Stadium right now with a trip to the World Cup quarterfinals on the line with a match against Belgium. Inside the stadium, U.S. team just took the field to a standing ovation. Among the players there, Folarin Balogun, who's in the starting lineup after FIFA overturned his red card. ABC's Christiane Cordero reports.
The fact that FIFA has taken this somewhat unprecedented move, certainly highly unusual move, to change the punishment to effectively a warning hasn't sat well with people, even with some people who are U.S. men's national team supporters. But certainly it has not sat well with Belgium. They unsuccessfully appealed the decision. FIFA essentially said you had nothing to do with the red card itself, although they are certainly affected by this decision that FIFA recently made.
Kickoff now less than 30 minutes away. Another round of layoffs is underway at Microsoft. The company announced today about 4,800 jobs cut globally. It includes around 600 positions in Washington. Layoffs are focused largely in Microsoft's commercial sales and Xbox divisions. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay reports Amazon is also laying off dozens of workers here in Washington.
Amazon has cut 57 jobs across the state of Washington, affecting software engineers, product managers, and marketing staff in Seattle and Bellevue. That's according to GeekWire, which reports that the roles end in August. Over the past year, the company has eliminated about 30,000 positions, which is the biggest reduction of force Amazon's ever had. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
It was a busy and painful holiday weekend at Harborview Medical Center. As of 11 this morning, the hospital treated 86 people injured by fireworks in the past week. That's up from 52 cases just last year. One of those blasts put 3 kids in the hospital after they lit an unexploded device they found. Pat Pollock is with Puget Sound Fire.
When they lit it, it evidently exploded right away and causing critical injuries to those 3 individuals.
The blast so powerful, he says, it damaged the front of the house and blew out windows. Medics transported all 3 children to Harborview. Now to the real-time traffic desk at 4:33. We check in with Nate Connors.
Thanks, Aaron. Global Credit Union's got the update. Well, we're a half hour away from kickoff, and if you're heading into Seattle, this is what's cooking. Linwood to Seattle, 35 minutes. We're packed from Lake City Wade, I-90. Southbound 99 looking great. Just a little crowded now through that downtown tunnel. Northbound 99 is wide open. Both lake bridges are clear. Northbound I-5 is heavy from the Michigan Curve into downtown. And if you're trying to catch a ferry into Seattle, the Clinton Ferry Terminal, the Edmonds terminals are both reporting 1 hour waits for drivers, and the Kingston terminal has a 2 hour wait for drivers. Global Credit Union, where members enjoy no-fee accounts and early payday with direct deposit. Learn more at globalcu.org. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Your forecast now, lots of sunshine, a slight haze out there with some wildfire smoke from Canada rolling through. And touch cooler for tomorrow, but staying dry. Right now, 80 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
As the world watches Seattle, KIRO 7 News will take you beyond the matches. Live team coverage inside the best fan experiences, unique local stories, and the lasting impact of the games for our community. Connect to the Cup. Watch live and every newscast only on KIRO 7 TV.
Well said, well read, Joe. Hello to Mrs. B in her house of cats. What's that again? You got it? Let me hear you. Laid it down.
Take your cat out, Bucky.
16 locations, 51 years.
Take it out of Bucky's.
Buddy Garfield on the organ.
Try to pin this one down.
Cincinnati, Ohio's own Buddy Gordon.
Ooh.
Pointing at the audience. Got that weird. It's too much for us. On a Monday? Come on, Andrew. Come on.
This is pretty challenging.
We can't do it. I can't do it. Nothing written there. Bucky's Auto Service Center, 16 locations, been around for 51 years. The thing is, when we screw up and we don't do well with the Bucky's, that makes us seem more human, more relatable.
That's right.
Because other people are like, God, you guys are like radio gods.
Hey, I can't do that.
Yeah,
Nope.
and then all of a sudden they say, well, you know what? Maybe they do suck. Speaking of really sucky ideas, here's one for you. This Oregon is putting the initiative. They got 140,000 signatures of people that don't understand how nature works.
The business implications, I'm sure those are going to be challenging if that were to pass.
What they want to do is stop hunting, fishing, and quote-unquote animal slaughter in Oregon. It's one step closer. The voters have a chance to vote on it.
I think it has more of an impact on your families hunting, fishing with their father, and it creates that bond that honestly you can't find.
At Portland's historic Dan and Louise Oyster Bar, the concern goes beyond the seafood. Owner Minor Walksmith worries Initiative Petition 28 could change Oregon traditions and businesses like his. Supporters say that's exactly the conversation they want.
We're asking, let's make the default option not kill animals. So it is trying to shift all of us together.
If voters approve the measure, Oregon would expand animal cruelty protections to animals on farms, in research labs, and in the wild, effectively banning slaughterhouses, hunting, fishing, and many forms of animal testing. Campaign leaders...
Well, the guy doing this thing at KAT, he couldn't do the Bucky song.
say collecting more than 140,000 signatures to put the measure on the ballot marks their biggest milestone yet after failing to qualify in the past two election cycles. Opponents argue the consequences would stretch beyond animal welfare.
Commercial fishing is gone. Ranching is gone. It would literally flip this state on its head. It would change everything overnight.
Walksmith says improving animal welfare is important, but believes Oregonians should decide for themselves, not through a statewide ban.
Give everybody else a chance to come to that point themselves. Don't force them into something that should be a choice.
I'm not surprised by the 140,000 signatures they get out there in this thing, because you probably didn't. I'm assuming you didn't have hunters and fishermen or fishing people, whatever they're called, out there stealing the initiatives as they do here in the state of Washington. But here's the what they don't realize, it reminds me, so Mao Zedong was upset with the people, upset with the fact that birds were eating the grain and people were starving, Mao Zedong in China. So then he said, okay, I call upon every person in China to kill every single bird that you see. They were just knocking them down with slingshots and nets and BB guns, and they were driving through the town, and proudly the people of China were throwing all of these dead birds on top of these giant wagons that would go by. I think they were swallows. Normally swallows are taken out. Well, what do you think happened after they had eradicated, I don't know how many, 100,000 or more birds? What do you think happened, Joe?
Ooh, I'm sure the bird carcass caused some disease, but
a
also
little bit of that. But more importantly, what else? More directly,
the animals that the birds preyed upon multiplied.
And what would those be?
Bugs.
Bugs. Yes, Andrew had that one right.
Is it locusts?
I don't know. There was all sorts of various pestilence.
The big one was one that would eat crops.
Yes,
that was what it was.
There you go. So they killed the swallows, the birds, and then the insects that ate the crops are like, well, I guess it's up to us, folks, to eat all the grain because they killed all the birds. Dump. So here's the same thing that happens here. So if you don't thin the herd of deer, the average doe will have 2 deer starting at the age of 2. So the population compounds. Just think about it. So 4 and then 8 and 16, 32, right? Keeps going, go, go, go. So it goes way up. And deer have a voracious appetite. They do this thing called browse line, where they just eat everything in its path, everything from shrubs to seedlings, leaves, anything that they can see, they eat. So now you look at it after about 3 years, it looks like you have a healthy forest, but you don't, because the stuff that's supposed to be coming underneath is not there. They take out the wildflowers, they take out anything they possibly see. And then that affects the songbirds, the insects. So you're disrupting. So if all of a sudden you decide no more hunting on deer, well, now you're going to have them slowly starving to death or running out in front of cars. And as my friend Larry Stauffer always likes to say, when people go, well, we don't want to have no cougar hunting. Okay, then he used to say, well, what do you like better, cougars or deers? Because the cougar takes out this amount of deer every year. And if we also hunt, we take out this percentage of deer. You have to balance the population. Well, these people don't care about that. They don't, because if you show them what will happen if you don't take care of the population of deer, would you rather have the deer killed and the meat processed and enjoyed by people that want to be able to have venison, or do you want to see a deer wandering, starving to death, and then also just insects taking over, and there's no healthy growth from the seeds and saplings and little trees and stuff like that. But
this one is even. I mean, that's byproduct number one. But this would also essentially make every dairy farm illegal, any meat processing whatsoever. So this would essentially just decimate probably 50% of the Oregon economy.
Because they want the animals to be able to be treated humanely,
right? But even I went on TikTok looking for somebody to supports this, and they're almost non-existent. Everybody else is saying, "Whoa, hey, this is a Trojan horse." Like the repercussions that are in this bill are nobody's talking about. People are signing it. Just says, "Oh yeah, let's stop killing animals," or this is a stop animal cruelty sign here.
Because once you start, then there's a domino effect all the way down the line.
And people are basically blindly signing it. But if this if people it was a low voter turnout, and not them, and only the activists came out to vote in November, they run the risk of passing a very, very bad law.
Right, because you think about probably the hunters and the fishermen, and they look different, they vote differently than the other people that are in Oregon. They're like, oh, well, we don't like. Well, I don't know anybody that does that. I don't know who's got a gun. I don't like those hunters. I don't like those fishermen and stuff. So, let's stop that. But not realizing the downstream effect of this. I wonder if I can't imagine it passes.
There's no way. I mean, I wouldn't imagine the governor wouldn't veto this.
I don't know. A little on the left side there.
Even still. I mean,
all right. We'll see. All right. Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
Thanks, John. Let's see. This one brought to us by Seattle Sports. Linwood to Seattle is a 35-minute drive. South 5 jams up at Lake City Way down to the Convention Center. North 5 heading out the West Seattle Bridge in the downtown. Seattle to Everett and Bellevue to Everett are wide open this afternoon, taking just 35 minutes. 405 has occasional slowing between Kirkland and Canyon Park. Everett to Marysville, we're improving. We're under 15 minutes now. Up in Skagit County, North 5 at Bow Hill Road, a collision blocks your left lane. This is right in front of the Skagit Casino Resort, and you're in a 5-mile bumper-to-bumper backup starting in Burlington. South 405, we're packed in mid-Bellevue through Factoria, and really, the rest of this map, we're looking good. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate Connors. My sad story about my eyes. Well, it was sad, then it gets good. A little foreshadowing for you. Every year, I notice that my eyes would get worse, and I have to go to the doctor. He's like, well, we need another prescription for you. We're going to, dilate your eyes and take a look in there. I'm like, golly, can't see the bottom line, can barely see. You guys, well, we've got to get another prescription for you. Every year, another $450, the frames and just getting thicker. And then he's like, well, how about contacts? I was like, no. So no more readers, no more glasses, no more contacts, none of that anymore. And I went to go see Dr. Kopstein. Because I had heard that there was this stuff called RLE, refractive lens exchange, which would mean I didn't have to wear glasses, no more contacts. And if I had a cataract, they'd take care of all that. So he looks at my eyes and he goes, listen, if your eyes are not that bad, I kept saying, I'm here because my eyes are that bad. Let's take a look. He said, wow, they're bad. And you got a little cataract in your right eye. We could take care of that. And they did. 5 minutes, one eye, 5 on the other. I've got 20/20 vision. This is 6 years ago. Great move. You ready? K2VisionRLE.com. K2VisionRLE.com.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Voitin from the G and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the G and Ursula YouTube channel.
Hey, when was the last time you inspected your crawl space or your attic? What's the last time you went in there just to see what kind of shape they're in? Oh, never? Yeah, same. I don't want to go in there. Most homeowners completely avoid those areas, but it is important to check on them regularly. It's why you call Crawl Pros. They'll come out and go where you don't want to. Hey, it's Mike Salk here. And yes, when Crawl Pros came out to my place, they realized we had a little problem with our insulation. So they've set about fixing it, and they did a great job. But if you've got the same problem, they'll also look to see what kind of energy rebates are available. Right now, local utility companies are incentivizing homeowners to make their home more energy efficient with proper insulation. And some homes qualify for several $1,000s in savings with these utility rebate programs. So don't just assume your crawl space and attic are in great condition. Do what I did. Call Crawl Pros today and schedule a free corner-to-corner inspection and find out if you've got water intrusion, mold, rodent issues, or even damaged insulation. Schedule your crawl space and attic inspection at crawlpros.com.
Nick, you know what my dad always used to say?
Oh, which thing? Let me guess. If you put anything on a hot dog besides mustard, it's un-American?
Okay, that's true. Okay, but no, about the word worry. Remember he used to say about the word worry?
Yes, that it's not a verb, but it actually is.
I know it's a verb, but Nick, his point was nothing comes from worrying. You can sit here and worry about all the news and all about the chaos in the world. You worry about your health, but nothing comes of it. You have to take action.
Right.
Like, for instance, you and I, we go into Longevity Medical Clinic. That's an action. It's about taking that action. Like, people can go to Longevity Medical Clinic, take the free health analysis, and then they can find out how they're aging and the things they can do in order to slow down the process to have a big, full, rich life so you can enjoy a hot dog with whatever you want on it.
And now worry is a verb.
See, there you go. So it all starts for you taking action. I was a patient at Longevity long before I started doing these commercials. So get your free health analysis. Go to lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
After the mild winter we just had, forecasters are predicting above average temperatures this summer across Western Washington. If your home is struggling to stay cool, your attic could be the culprit. Jake Skorheim here. Poor insulation or no insulation in your attic can account for up to 40% of the heat gain in your home over the summer. That puts a load on your air conditioner, and it can leave you sweating. Fortunately, Valentine Roofing has you covered. This summer, bundle energy-saving attic insulation with a new roof and save 10%. That's better comfort, improved energy efficiency, and less strain on your cooling system. Thousands of homeowners have trusted Valentine Roofing for roofing, attic insulation, and complete home protection because every project comes with the Valentine experience. Seamless communication, meticulous cleanup, and extra mile service. Plus, with no money down on your project, you don't pay until your project is complete. Call 206 Roofing to save 10% when you bundle a new roof and attic insulation. That's 206 Roofing. And remember, when you see the red Valentine van, you know your home is in good hands.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit Bucky's.com.
Good news for you folks trying to get off of cigarettes. The FDA has said, yeah, you know what? These Zins, they are safer. I don't think it's coming as news to anybody. Reason.com looked into it.
The FDA has just approved Zins to market themselves as less harmful than cigarettes. This means that Zyn can now carry this claim. Using Zyn instead of cigarettes puts you at a lower risk of mouth cancer, heart disease, lung cancer, stroke, emphysema, and chronic bronchitis. This is a pretty big deal. For years, public health officials have treated nicotine products as if they're basically all the same. But they're not. Cigarettes are uniquely deadly because they involve combustion. You are burning tobacco and inhaling smoke filled with thousands of chemicals.
Wow, did you get all that? You're burning it, and then you're inhaling it, and then chemicals.
Nicotine pouches don't do that. There is no smoke, no tar, and no combustion. A 2023 randomized control study found that people who completely switched from cigarettes to nicotine pouches had dramatically lower exposure to harmful chemicals within just 1 week.
Well, that makes come on. If there's all of these toxins and all these chemicals in a cigarette, and if you don't smoke a cigarette but you do a Zyn instead, what do you know? You're not going to be exposed to all those chemicals. Oh, okay.
Reductions were actually about 42% to 96% compared to the group that was smoking cigarettes.
Okay, all right,
which is at a similar level to those who quit using nicotine products entirely. More than 24 million American adults still smoke, and cigarettes still kill nearly 500,000 Americans every year. Part of the problem is that many people still don't understand the difference between smoking and safer nicotine products.
Okay, I got all that. Is there anything else in less than 20 seconds of this?
No, you got it all.
The state of Washington now charges how much for Zyn? Like $11 or $14, something like that?
Yeah, it's basically a 95% tax.
Right. Roughly 35% of all cigarettes consumed in Washington are smuggled because of tax evasion and avoidance. And these are from 2013 data. It's even worse now because they keep raising the price of the cigarettes, because here's the thing that people in Olympia seem to understand, that if you tax something, you get less of it. They tax alcohol, sin tax, because they want you to drink less of it. They don't want you to smoke cigarettes, so they tax it. They don't want millionaires, so they'll tax them. It's the same thing that applies. If you tax something, you get less of it. If you subsidize, you get more of it. So Idaho is the place where most of the cigarettes come in from.
I think the reservations aren't subjected to the tax.
No, they are not.
Yeah, so.
So,
don't have to go far.
I guess after you do a land acknowledgement, like, yes, we're on stolen land, but hey, we let you sell gasoline to us at a cheaper price, and we don't ask you to tax cigarettes, but we're on stolen land. We stole it, and we're not giving it back. Like, I stole a car. It's in my garage. I'm acknowledging that I stole it. Are you going to give it back? No. I'm just acknowledging that I have a stolen car in my garage.
It's kind of like rubbing it in.
Want to give that back at all? I mean, maybe give it back? Yeah. No, not going to give it back. Just acknowledging that it's on stolen land. And we're going to go for a ride. Okay, here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
Yeah, all right. Linwood to Seattle, 35 minutes. South 5 is jam-packed at 50th to I-90 with every report. We are improving here. North 5 is now crowded between the West Seattle Bridge and downtown. No longer bumper to bumper. Skagit County, we just cleared that collision. North 5 at Bow Hill Road right in front of the Skagit Casino Resort. So this 5-mile backup into Burlington will start to improve pretty quickly now. South 405 is packed from Mid-Bellevue through Factoria, but it doesn't end there. It still is crowded all the way down to the Renton Landing. South 5 and South Center is now jam-packed between the Valley Freeway and I-5. And really, outside of this, we're looking really good out there. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
The spirit of the nation converges on Seattle.
Seattle hosting one of the biggest nights in U.S. men's soccer history.
It's just great to see America finally fall in love with the world's game.
Just stop and take in this moment.
Tonight, it's the U.S. versus Belgium to see who advances to the Final 8 in the World Cup. And Seattle was made for this.
Tillman!
Conversation and complete coverage at mynorthwest.com and KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Nick, you know what's a great thing about going to Longevity Medical Clinic as a couple?
Oh, I absolutely do. When they tell you to do something, you actually do it.
Right. And the same thing with you. When they tell you to do it, because for some reason, when I tell you to do it, you're like, whoa.
I just walk away and roll my eyes.
Exactly. But the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic, the doctors there know, because we do the blood draw and they look and they can see, they know, they hold us accountable.
Yeah, when I'm under pressure and I know I'm coming in, I know I have to work the program.
Right. Plus, we also want to hold each other accountable for how we take care of ourselves because, you know, we want to have a long, healthy, happy life.
I know. I want every day to torture you as long as I possibly can.
Well, I look forward to it. Here's the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic. They're working with you. They're holding you accountable because they want you to have a long, healthy, happy life. I was a patient at Longevity long before I started doing these commercials. So get your free health analysis. Go to lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
State Senator Jamie Peterson drafted one of the state's most progressive taxes to date, the income tax on millionaires.
Engaging conversation.
We pay teachers the fourth highest of any state in the country.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
The Seahawks, they're bringing it home again.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The total solutions advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Have something to say? We'd love to hear it. Text KIRO News Radio at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Progressive knows you could have easily taken the freeway, but you took the scenic route to see a waterfall and an oddly busy boiled peanut stand. Discovering the unexpected is exactly why you bought an RV, so protect it with a bundle from Progressive. Because although you may be 3 hours behind schedule, you're 6 jars of jam richer and possibly enrolled in a butter churning workshop. Switch to Progressive and protect your RV, boat, or motorcycle by bundling with your home and auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Compassion, communication, results. That's Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com. That's pendergastlaw.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Stephanie Officer. A heat wave just won't quit in the South. ABC's Samara Theodore.
Things are really hot in the Southeast. Some areas not quite as bad as we saw over the holiday weekend, but still pretty bad. 100 degrees is what it feels like in Tuscaloosa. But I'll leave you with some good news for those in the Northeast. Things are really cooling down. UNDC on Wednesday will be around 83 degrees.
Authorities in Mississippi have located a body they believe likely belongs to a teen missing since July 4th. 18-year-old Nolan Wells was last seen on Horn Island Saturday. The barrier island is a popular vacation spot. A local sheriff's office saying Wells was there with friends for the holiday when he was reported missing. ABC's Alex Perez.
The Jackson County Sheriff's Department, the Cajun Navy, and many volunteers spending much of the weekend searching for Wells. It remains unclear what exactly happened to him. Authorities say they are still working to figure out what exactly went wrong here as his community now grieves.
This is ABC News. The procession for Iran's late supreme leader traveled from Tehran to Qom today. Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei was killed in joint U.S.-Israeli airstrikes on Tehran in the opening hours of the conflict on February 28th. Thousands, tens of thousands, turned out for the procession. Funeral events are expected in 2 more cities tomorrow. The White House once again has the Smithsonian in its crosshairs.
In a scathing new report, the Trump administration accuses the leaders of the Smithsonian of being radical activists. President Trump has targeted museums and historic sites he says paints too negative a picture of America's past.
We want the museums to talk about the history of our country in a fair manner, not in a woke manner or in a racist manner.
Last Friday, an appeals court cleared the way for the administration to replace the slavery exhibit in Philadelphia, where George Washington enslaved 9 people. Critics say the administration is whitewashing U.S. history.
I'm Stephanie Officer, ABC News.
Win or go home. It is match time at Seattle Stadium. But first, Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Tell you what, Aaron, it's looking good out there. Most everyone in our region left work early today and has found a spot to watch the game. This map is mostly green this afternoon. Our biggest backup right now is South 5 heading into Seattle. It's bumper to bumper from 50th to I-90, right around 35 minutes between Linwood and downtown. North 5 just a little crowded between the West Seattle Bridge and downtown. South 405, you're packed from mid-Bellevue through Factoria, and then it thins out pretty quickly. Bellevue to Renton, give yourself 25 minutes, and then beyond that, there is a thick backup as you make your way through South Center. Southbound 167 slows just a bit through Pacific and Sumner. South 5 slows from State Route 18 into Fife. And both directions of I-5 are slow just a bit there in South Tacoma. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening. I'm Aaron Granello. The eyes of the soccer world turn to Seattle. U.S. men on the pitch right now taking on Belgium, one step away from the World Cup quarterfinals. KIRO News Radio's Jillian Raftery covering the match for us in Pioneer Square. She joins us live. Jillian.
And Aaron, from my vantage point here, right across from the stadium, you can hear all the high hopes hanging on this game. There are massive cheers and shouts with every move of the U.S. team, and the stadium is packed with joyful fans. So is Pioneer Square. Every alley is full of people, and people are already in the trees. At the March to the Match, we caught up with Adam, who's been a lifelong soccer fan and can't believe this is all happening in his own backyard.
This is it. This is it. We lucked out, and you know what? The USA lucked out because Seattle is the soccer city to have it in. Let's go.
And every single U.S. fan we talked to had a varying number for the outcome, but all of them predicted that we are going to win against Belgium. Live in Pioneer Square, Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Thank you, Jillian. It is very early in the match, just the 4th minute. The score 0-0. That's 0-0. A death now being linked to the Chelan Hills fire in Douglas County. Deputies searching for a missing resident on Sunday found the vehicle that had gone off the road in the fire zone. Vehicle was later consumed by the wildfire. Human remains were found inside. Here in Seattle, police say they're investigating 3 separate overnight shootings, left 6 people wounded.
The first shooting happened about 10:15 in Soto. A 39-year-old man was shot 4 times in the back on a Metro bus. After an argument, investigators say the shooter exited the bus, then fired shots back inside, striking the victim. In the second shooting, around 1 a.m., 4 teens ages 16 to 18 were shot at a house party in Georgetown, and a 34-year-old man was critically hurt in North Beacon Hill just after 3 a.m. SPD Detective Brian Pritchard on the Metro bus shooting.
We need to try to arrest this person because they're willing to do that. They might randomly fire into whatever.
So far, police have no suspects in these shootings. If you have information, call 911 or SPD at 206-233-5000. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
And to your forecast now, sunny skies at this hour. More sunshine tomorrow, highs in the upper 70s. Right now, 79 degrees in downtown Seattle and sunny. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Got it. Here we go. Look at Aaron fixated.
Come on, baby.
Come on, baby. Come on, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got World Cup fever, man. Nobody's business. Yeah, these matches, or I don't care who's playing, I'm watching.
Wow.
I know.
Same.
Taking over the household.
Me too.
Yeah.
Why do we put plexiglass up here in the studio like we did during the whole COVID scare? What if I don't want to come down with World Cup fever?
Too bad.
Yeah, I think you've been exposed.
Oh, boy. Diving in the news.
More contagious than COVID, I would argue.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It wasn't produced in a lab either. Oh no, that's right. COVID came from a bat. Is Jillian still there? We're really wearing her out with these live shots. Where are you now? In a shower? Looks like you're in a men's shower. Where are you? What is that? Huh? Can she hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. I'm still here.
Yeah.
I'm in the media center across from the stadium where we have a bird's eye view right into the game. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
We had to come up here because it's so chaotic out on the streets. You can't actually get a signal to even talk back to the station.
Yeah. What's the media center look like? We don't care about the view behind you. Swing it around there, Jillian. What do we got? I'm sure it's really crappy. Yeah.
It's pretty cool. There's tons of cameras, especially for this game. All the TV stations set up their live shot. There's a whole floor of the embassy suites here set up with just rows and rows of desks for people to set up some office buildings. There's an area like over there where there's like press conferences set up, a background, a backdrop. It's been actually incredibly useful, and I have to say, like, really well done, because they are trying to have a spot for the media professionals covering the game, like a little bit of respite, which has been incredibly helpful for me to charge my devices and recharge my own battery. But they're also, in some ways, like marketing the Seattle area at every turn to the people who are visiting. So all of the media people are getting snacks from like small businesses. The Intentionalist picked out all the snacks from different businesses, like a Disney ID. At one point, there was like an Eastern European bakery that was featured. All kinds of food. Cafe Fita supplied coffee one day.
Yeah.
That's your fault.
So it's pretty cool up here, actually.
Yeah. Are you getting a chance to sample some of the greasy food and then maybe wiping it on the lens? Is that what's happening right now? Because you look like a federally relocated witness.
Yeah. Well, today they had Seattle dogs.
That explains it. That's why we can't make out your face. Who are they? Are there other press people there from other parts of the world around you? Who's the guy taking the photos? Who's that guy? Interview somebody.
I don't know. But there's media from all around the world and all around the country. I made friends with some of the Egyptian broadcast journalists. And they were the friendliest. They came up and they said, "Oh, come to Egypt. Here's my number. I'll show you around whenever you come to Egypt." So that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, they show you around. Yeah. $1 to get on the camel, 10 to get off. Yeah. Well, so let's see that. What's the angle? Can you see anything from where you are?
Yeah. So check it out. It's pretty special.
Yeah,
you can see we actually see G. Scott a lot on that screen because of course he's the MC in there. So we tend to see G. Scott on the screen, and it's kind of been a game. All the people who know G. Scott will try to take photos of the big screen and point him out. So it's kind of a challenge on Instagram, all of us.
Yeah.
Oh no, Belgium scored.
Oh wait a minute. Hey, Jillian, Belgium scored.
I was trying to ignore that fact, John.
But it's news. We can't play favorites here. We can't play favorites. Okay.
Well, speak for yourself. I guess you're more of a journalist than I am. But, I mean, you can hear the eruption of sound. We are, a full block away, and we can still hear every little emotion coming out of the stadium. Every touch of the ball is... prompting an eruption of cheers or boos. Of course, boos right there with the score. People are not happy about that.
Jillian, have you spoken to anybody about security? So let's say that it turns out the match goes in favor of the U.S. Are there state troopers down there? Of the limited number of police officers, people going to come pouring out of those stands into all of the bars and everything else. That's going to be a lot of opportunity for people to get involved with a little bit of fisticuffs. Yes.
Yes. I thought that there were a lot of cops before. This is the more cops than I've ever seen in my entire life in one place. I've seen State Patrol. I've seen Seattle Police. At one point, I saw a Centralia police officer. I've seen Homeland Security. I've seen every kind of law enforcement officer. I've seen park rangers, Seattle park rangers. They're everywhere, and they're doing a really good job. Most of the time, they're just staged. If they see something get a little bit intense, they tend to kind of like move in and just get close there. They're talking to people. They're very friendly.
Yeah.
And kudos to the police officers here because they've had some incredibly long days. And those uniforms are hot and sweaty. I would be very cranky. I have not seen a cranky cop the entire time I've been around.
All right. So you got a couple of horny Egyptians, no cranky cops. And you can feel the energy and the pulse coming from the stadium, even though it looks like you are 17 miles away from there, up in the media room.
It looks like we're 17 miles, but we're across the way. It's
I see. I know where you are. I know where you are. Yeah.
Pretty good.
All right. Well, I'll let you get back to whatever it is that you're doing, and continue to update us. And obviously, we can't announce right now that Belgium has scored first.
Oh, and I forgot to tell you. Two people told me to tell you to say hi. I don't remember their names.
I'm sure
but every time I said I'm with KIRO, they said, say hi to John Curley.
Hey, I'll take it. Thank you from those two people.
Oh, it was, I think, Mary Leaf said to say.
Mary. Thank you, Mary.
So,
right back at you. Wow. All right. Glad we have the technology to be able to have those types of really intimate relationships with Mary. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Jillian. Appreciate it. Get back to work. There she goes, out the door. All right, well, there we are. That's the live update right there.
Oh, devastating.
Yes, Aaron's got to be very upset that already Belgium has scored, right?
I know.
Yeah.
I'm worried for Aaron.
I like the fact that the coaches wear, are they called, they are coaches, right? They're not managers. I like the fact that they wear suits. I think that's good.
I do too.
Why is the manager of a baseball team dressed like all the other guys? He's not going out there to play. Nope. The same thing in hockey. I like to see the coaches wearing suits. To me, it's just that you want the separation between the two.
Agreed.
He's running around in a three-piece suit or something. That guy the other day was like, wow, that's a nice-looking suit the one guy had on.
Yeah, a lot of them, and they look like they're out of GQ magazine.
Yeah, well, he's European. Send Jillian down there. Get her off the Sky Tower, wherever she's supposed to be. Well, the good news is the World Cup will happen. The people that will come to Seattle will enjoy the Seattle at the most beautiful time of the year to be here. And God forbid we have any problems. I would assume most of the people that are going to be pouring out of the stadium if the U.S. wins, because then we go and when is our next game? Is it Friday?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. And then the nice thing is that the police being in place, and you're not going to have one country going after another. No. There's been other times, other time. I forget, was it Belgium was involved? What team was it where they were people got crushed coming out of the stadium or going into the stadium? There's often, they don't serve beer in UK because people get just totally hammered and end up beating the hell out of each other.
Yeah.
There's the soccer hooligans that are normally associated with some of those teams.
Yeah, they just binge drink prior to and go make sure they're nice and blackout drunk by the time they go in.
Right, that's the time to enjoy it. So good news for Seattle. Hopefully this ends up being a peaceful, enjoyable win for the U.S. And the rest of the people are being upset about the red card and the conspiracy as to whether or not Trump put pressure or FIFA put pressure on somebody or whatever. They were able to look at the card the second time they get a chance to make the decision that a red card should not have been given. The player has the right to be able to play. I was trying to look up in the history of the World Cup. Have they done that before, where an outside source has called to ask for the removal of a red card?
I don't think so. Not during the tournament. At least I think people would be bringing that up because they keep this keeps being referred to as an unprecedented move in FIFA World Cup history.
The Wall Street Journal has an article about how the president got involved. And I'm sure somebody called him up and said, hey, you know the guy. This is a really big deal. Yeah, the White House campaigned to overturn the red card.
Which doesn't surprise me. The only thing, if they just didn't admit that, I think a lot less people would be talking about it. In particular, the other countries that are affected by it.
This will always, hopefully, is not, we end up with an asterisk next to it thinking, oh, well, they didn't really deserve to be out there. But here is involved. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick.
Ugh.
Okay. And Anthony Giuliani, that's Rudy's son, the executive director for the White House World Cup Task Force and the son of Judy. The borderline call was an injustice that demanded executive intervention. Starting that night, Lutnick and Giuliani organized several phone calls with Trump, according to the people with the knowledge of the matter. They suspended, they argued, wasn't merely undeserved, it threatens and undermines the U.S. team's chances. Yeah, no kidding. Trump was instrumental in bringing the World Cup to the U.S., so then he decides to make the phone call. So Lutnick and Giuliani and other administrative officials start recruiting high-powered Trump-aligned lawyers to mount a legal challenge to the suspension. They discussed challenging FIFA's use of the slow-motion replay. They get lawyers involved?
High-powered lawyers.
In 24 hours after the game, the U.S. Soccer publicly bemoaned that it had no recourse to appeal the decision. Trump picked up the phone, and to one person, he knew he had the power to put things right. I'm sorry. I guess I don't have a dog in this fight, but it seems like this is wrong. Doesn't it just feel wrong? They get a president because they made a big deal about the fight FIFA people getting involved, and then Trump urged the guy to review the call, the main dude there. What is his name? Infantino. Yeah. So the president agreed to look into it. Yeah, let me look into it for you. Yeah. Oh, hey, I just looked into it. He didn't commit to overturning it. No, not right away. But then he later on, hey, looked into it. Yeah, you know what? I think second thought. By the time Trump and the guy in charge spoke again the next day, however, Infantino was ready to tell him that the suspension was being lifted. Some people.
Congratulations, Mr. Trump. We've looked into your situation.
It's just, that stinks.
It does.
And for the people of Belgium that are like, it's another example of the United States, just kicking people around. Call up, get Howard Ludnick involved.
Oh, and everybody. Look, get the FBI on the phone. Get Kash Patel on this thing. They called in all the big guns.
Fans across the rest of the world cried foul over what they saw as the head of a state putting his thumb on the scale. Yeah, because that's exactly what it was. Forever tarnishing the integrity of the World Cup. Okay, again, this is if you were the president. If not Trump, but somebody else, and you get a call and you're supposed to get involved in this, you say, I'm not doing that.
Yes.
I don't do that.
Or at least you don't tell anybody that you had this call.
Nope.
Everybody, they're bragging about it. Like, hey, yeah, you know what?
Here's another thing. Howard Ludnick. Julianne, I don't know what your kid is doing. Don't you have something better to do? High-paid lawyers that are working for the United States are somehow being involved. Don't you have something else to do?
No.
Than to be calling and involving yourself in all of this? Yeah, the Norwegian coach condemned the episode as bad decision that's going to hurt the World Cup. I feel very sorry for the United States because if they win, they'll always be hanging in the balance with this. Even the U.S. coach, whatever the guy's name is, found himself in an awkward position. He insisted that after Balogun's Balogun's ejection that came 64 minutes after the game, Americans had to be forced to finish the game with one man down. Yeah, that's what they ended up having. I don't know. I just don't get involved in it.
And if you do get involved with it,
you can't keep it a secret. You can't keep it a secret,
well,
Joe.
You don't have to brag about it at a podium in a press conference. Just, I don't know. Somebody else must have made that call, not me.
That's so East Coast, right?
What's
like
the
problem? Yeah, the problem. Let me make some phone calls, see what I can do for you. I'm not going to make any promises. Then he calls up. Of course, when he calls the guy, what's the guy going to say? Of course he's going to say, yeah, let me see what I can do about that. Yeah, see what you can do.
He made a Peace Prize for him.
Then I'm sure the guy in charge was like, should I wait? Like, how long should I wait? Like an hour? I'd make it 3 hours. Make it seem like you'd like... on the world stage, I don't know enough about the culture of World Cup. We do know that the organization is corrupt.
Yes.
That they are, right? Yeah. And everybody knows that. But people love the game anyway, so they're able to overlook it. Do we then get into the sort of stink of FIFA and the FIFA organization by the United States calling them, and also in sort of the swamp of their corruption?
Again, I think, but when Trump didn't get the Nobel Peace Prize he thought he deserved, and FIFA created the inaugural FIFA Peace Prize and handed it to him, I think that right there should tell you that they're just they're kind of shining each other's shoes a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising. Again, just maybe don't make it such a big deal out of it.
Yeah, it's so sad. Well, listen, they'll get a chance to play, and I'm sure this is just one more of the stories that ends up being about the corruption of the FIFA organization. As we pointed out earlier, some of the stuff. Oh, here's right here. I love this one. Played this one earlier, but this is in Brazil when I think it was 2014.
So, by the way, Brazil had banned alcohol at sporting arenas in 2003. So this is 11 years after the ban went into place.
Right. And Brazil spent $230-some million to have the World Cup there. So then they asked the Secretary General, this Jerome, whatever his name is, about the ban of no alcohol. And the reason to have no alcohol in Brazil is because people drink alcohol and then they end up beating each other up and getting killed. So
I'm sorry to say, and maybe I look a bit arrogant, but that's something we'll not negotiate.
Yeah, he's not negotiating. Brazil, as a country, has a law. There's no alcohol. But as far as FIFA is concerned, yeah, we're not negotiating because we...
I mean, there will be, and there must be, as part of the law, the fact that we have the right to sell beer.
Yeah, we have the right to sell beer. You have a law as a country, but we have a sponsor called Budweiser, and we have the right. So your law to save lives, not as important as ours selling beer.
Oh, yeah. What they did, the...
But at least he's introspective enough. Listen.
I'm sorry to say, and maybe I look a bit arrogant, but...
No, you don't. No. But that's old. That's 2015. They're a lot better now, right?
Way better. The human slavery, slave labor stuff in Qatar, no big deal.
4,000 people they thought would lose their life in building the facilities for the guitar place, right?
Yes.
Isn't that what it was?
Yes. And everybody had their passports stolen. They couldn't leave.
Oh, there weren't allowed to leave.
Yeah, no.
But you started working there.
Yeah.
The other thing they did, yeah. And then they built that gigantic stadium that's in the middle of nowhere. And they took everything from the Atlantic Ocean. They brought it up from Portugal and then sailed all the parts of the stadium up the Amazon River to build this giant stadium at a cost of $270 million. The total investment of Brazil, the 2014, was $11 billion. And FIFA is tax exempt. So you couldn't tax them on anything. But call up and you get a red card taken away. Here comes Nate. Check your traffic. Your thought.
Thanks, John. It's a Monday-like commute. The World Cup being a contributing factor. Just a few backups out there. South 5 has our biggest one. It's bumper to bumper from about 50th down to I-90. 35 minutes from Linwood into downtown. North 5 has totally cleared out. Both of our lake bridges are all clear. South 405 now packed between Southeast 8th and Bellevue through Factoria. Then you'll slowly thin out down past Northeast 44th. Bellevue to Renton down to 20 minutes. Our earlier backup through South Center is cleared as well. In Parkland, eastbound 512 slows between Steel Street and Golden Given Road. And further down in Spanaway, southbound 507 is packed from the Roy Y and 208th due to road work. That's a 1 mile bumper-to-bumper backup. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Nate Connors, if you've got a problem and you're getting old and get out of a chair and you sounds like a mariachi band, a lot of banging and clanging, it's because the shoulder, the elbow, the ankle, wrist, knee just isn't functioning correctly anymore, and you've given up a whole bunch of things that you really enjoy. Golf, tennis, can't play pickleball. Even just going for a hike or picking up your grandkid is because, I guess my knees are bugging me, my wrist, my shoulder, whatever. And you think, well, I'll go to a surgeon and they'll fix the thing. And when you start to talk to that surgeon about the ability to, get full motion of the shoulder, well, about 30% chance or 20% chance, gee, that's not so good because I could really have some problems here. Have you thought about a stem cell procedure? Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, the guy to see at Seattle Sports Regenerative Medicine, has done more than 20,000 of these procedures. It's an outpatient procedure. It's only about 90 minutes. Working with your own stem cell, this could be the answer for a bad elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee. I know when he worked on my hip about 6 months ago or something, I'm running again. I hadn't run in 5 years. My hip was that bad. Let's find out if it's right for you and your stem cells and drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
The spirit of the nation converges on Seattle.
Seattle hosting one of the biggest nights in U.S. men's soccer history.
It's just great to see America finally fall in love with the world's game.
Just stop and take in this moment.
Tonight, it's the U.S. versus Belgium to see who advances to the Final 8 in the World Cup. And Seattle was made for this.
Tillman!
Conversation and complete coverage at mynorthwest.com and KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I in a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi. It's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
Do you notice sounds coming from your crawl space or attic, or possibly stale or foul odors in your home? This could be that rodents have gotten into your attic and crawl and have made it their home. They tear up the insulation to make nests to have babies. They contaminate it with their biological waste, which can be harmful to your health. And they ruin your home's energy blanket, costing you thousands of dollars a year. If you even think you may have a problem, call Insulation Northwest today, and we will come to your home as soon as tomorrow and perform a free, no-obligation inspection to determine what the problem is. This inspection normally costs $199, but it's yours free just for calling today. If we discover any problem with rodents in your home, we can get them out and keep them out and restore your home's protective insulation blanket back to brand new condition. Let Insulation Northwest give peace and comfort back to you and your family and save you thousands of dollars in energy savings. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
Les Schwab Tires has always believed that taking care of people is the right thing to do. Today, that means more than trusted service. It means delivering real value, too. That's why we're lowering prices on hundreds of tires without changing the service and expertise you've always counted on. Consumer Reports named Les Schwab the best tire retailer for 2026. We'll keep working every day to earn your trust. See leschwab.com for details.
Anthony Hamilton with Tony, live in the Tulalip Amphitheater, Thursday, September 10th. Tickets are on sale now. Details at TulalipCasino.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit Bucky's.com.
Nearly 1 in 4 people killed on the road in Washington weren't driving. Pedestrians on our roads are incredibly vulnerable, whether they're facing drunk, drugged, drowsy, or distracted drivers. Pedestrians are defenseless on our streets. That's why Davis Law Group fights for pedestrian accident victims and their loved ones after a crash. Davis Law Group delivers. So if you or a loved one have been injured, call Davis Law Group today at 206-888-8888 or visit DavisLawGroupSeattle.com.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening. I'm Aaron Granillo on World Cup Watch. The United States will need to come back to advance beyond the round of 16 here in Seattle. Belgium took the early lead. They are still up 1-0. Now in the 30th minute, KIRO News Radio's Jillian Raftery following the action live for us from Pioneer Square. Jillian.
I am following the action for sure, and it looks like we've got a penalty kick, so the score may change in just a moment. I am looking across the street into the stadium from the 14th floor of the Embassy Suites, and I'm just watching. Oh, and there was a score. There was a score. There was a penalty kick, and there was a score.
Okay, you're ahead of us on the TV, Jillian, so hopefully we'll catch up here in just a second.
For the USA. You heard it here first.
Yes, we did.
Everybody they just jumped out of their seats, their hands in the air. You can just hear it right here. You can see them all waving. And there are people on the streets just completely surrounding the stadium, too. There are watch parties nearby, but there are people just sitting in Occidental Avenue watching watching in gaps through the fence and just taking in the vibe. That's what a lot of people are here. I talked to people from Oregon, from all over Washington who do not have tickets to this game, but they want to be here to feel the history, to see the history. They feel like Seattle is such a great place for this game, and we're proving that we are a soccer town. And it's been the most beautiful kind of pandemonium here today, Aaron.
All right, thank you, Jillian. By the way, the goal scored by Malik Tillman. This is the same one who had the goal last match over the wall. He just did it again. So quite the goal there by Malik Tillman. Now the score 1-1 in the 32nd minute. Tied up at Seattle Stadium. Other news we're tracking today, Microsoft announcing more layoffs and a reorganization plan for its Xbox gaming division. ABC's Brian Clark has more.
Microsoft is cutting 4,800 jobs amid slumping financial performance. The company says that while jobs are not being replaced by AI, AI is changing the way the work gets done. Hit hard, Microsoft's Xbox. It's cutting 1,600 jobs today, 3,200 through the fiscal year. Xbox CEO Asha Sharma says the business is not healthy and that the company's going to restructure.
Those job cuts include 600 local layoffs across the states. Meanwhile, Amazon is laying off 57 workers in Seattle and Bellevue, including software engineers, product managers, and marketing staff. GeekWire reports the cuts come as part of Amazon's biggest ever downsizing, roughly 30,000 jobs cut over the past year. Now to the real-time traffic desk at 5:33. Here's Nate Connors.
Well, I tell you what, Aaron, most folks are perched at their World Cup watch party, and our major routes are mostly wide open this afternoon. Traffic is lightened up in the downtown corridor, but it's still busy in areas. And a reminder, most of the streets in Pioneer Square are closed and around the stadium as well. So, South 5 into Seattle, we're bumper to bumper now from the Ship Canal Bridge to I-90. Linwood to Seattle, just under a half hour. North 5 is cleared out. South 405, you're packed from Southeast 8th and Bellevue through Factoria, and then you're going to thin out pretty quickly now, 20 minutes from Bellevue to Renton. And if your commute takes you over Tiger Mountain, westbound 18, there's a 2-mile bumper-to-bumper backup heading up to the summit. Once you reach the summit, you're going to clear out right away. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. World Cup update, a sad one. Belgium strikes back just seconds after the U.S. goal. They now lead 2-1 in the 34th minute. A little cross and a header by Belgium to take the lead. As for your forecast, we are looking at sunshine and highs in the low 80s across the map. Right now, 80 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It's like Soccer Central here.
Oh,
Aaron.
Oh, man.
What do you think about Belgium? They call them jerseys or shirts or sweaters?
We call them kits.
Kits. Do you like the colors?
I kind of do, actually. You don't like them? You like the pink?
No. Okay. The flowers on there? Kind of like Tommy Bahama kind of thing going on.
Fair enough.
All right.
Fair enough.
Well, there we have it. It's the knowledge of these passion of sports.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well,
Come on.
Go ahead, Aaron. Say something. Okay, good. There's Wilcox Family Farm. Let's spin the wheel. That's Wilcox Family Farm Master Rexby wheel. The names of all the players on the wheel there. You see them going around and around. And it is the red, white, and blue, of course, the not only celebration of the America Cup, but it lands on Joe. Joe, your chance to give your favorite recipe.
Yes, I call this the FIFA World Cup omelet. I just called my friend who knows somebody who works at the head of Wilcox Family Farm Eggs and tell him if he can just do me one little favor and make the omelet for me and make my breakfast problem go away. I'd be very appreciative.
There you go. All right. Thank you, Joe, for that. Don't forget all the recipes in a leather-bound book sent to your house on an hourly basis. That's the Wilcox Family Farm Eggs recipe just for you. Boy, there's so much going on now with the screen up there and the player and the hand, and they're on the pitch, and who's that guy? All right.
This coach.
Nothing worse than like listening to radio where we have limited knowledge of the sport, and we are just looking at it this way anyone else would look at it, but with nothing to say to adding anything to anything that anyone is hearing.
All I say is just brilliant. That's all I like to say. A brilliant boot.
But they do the old thing, go!
Yes.
Does he still do that, the Mexican guy?
I believe so.
All right. Well, we haven't heard that one yet. All right. But Joe has put together news that nobody else is listening to or cares to. The big 4th of July celebration, it was delayed in Washington, D.C. Because of weather, and then they kept putting it back further and further, and finally the president, I think, said something to the effect of, is the FIFA guy on the phone? I need to get rid of that red card. And then we need to set the fireworks off. They didn't care. The fact he said they were going to set them off even as 2 o'clock in the morning because they had, how many did they buy?
850,000 fireworks.
They all have to go. So here we go.
Here's a little sample of what looks like.
Oh, this is even worse than soccer on TV. Holy Lord. They're all coming off like in one big section.
It's like a mile.
They have a whole line of it. That is nuts. That is nutty stuff. Look at it all. It's nutty.
It's pretty awesome. I can't lie.
So normally with most fireworks, they're coming off of like one area and they're shooting up. This it looks like about a half a mile long. And they're just shooting off in different sections, like if somebody's having a competition.
It's like 30 grand finales going off at the same time.
Yeah, there you go.
Not bad.
Enough people showed up. It wasn't the best. It wasn't exactly the giant celebration that people were hoping for in other times. The bands that were performing, I think Zach Brown was there. Yeah, Zach Brown. I said Darius Rucker performed. I think Lee Greenwood came out and sang 24 hour, sang his song 24 hours in a row. Didn't have the big turnout. I like the fact that Ari Hoffman flew all the way to Washington, D.C., and then went to every state had its little section.
Little booth.
And, of course, we're not going to send anybody because Trump bad. Yeah. So the folks that really need to grow some gonads in the state of Washington should have sent somebody there as they decided not to. So Ari goes down there. I think he just gets a U.S. Constitution. He sits in the chairs. He's handing these things out. It was so sad because so many states were like, we're not going to participate. But they had the little section for themselves, and then nobody was just walking by. Oh, there's Washington. They obviously don't care, but couldn't rise to the occasion, right? And look past the fact that the guy's in the White House that you don't like, so you just boycott the whole event.
Well, I think it was the two competing events too. I think, which was part of the problem.
Freedom 250, America 250, that the one got established by Congress in 2016. They had $100 million to set aside. I think they got down to $60 million. That they couldn't get their act together. They didn't do anything when Trump was in there because they hated Trump so much. Trump steps in there and says, well, I'm going to do something because he gets elected, right? He's 2017, but they don't like him, so they're not going to do anything. So 4 years while he's in there, they basically just stop. Then when he doesn't win in 2020, then they try to get it going again, trying to get sponsors for it. But there were way too many people involved. They also find out that the people that were involved wanted to do, big displays of look how horrible the country is. Look how they treated this group of people. Look, they're a bunch of homophobe, racist, misogynist. This is what this country is. And some of the people that were involved were like, well, we don't want to put that up. It's a birthday party. Why? So there were all these political fights going on. Then the sponsors weren't able to kind of get behind the thing. The only thing that group that got the $60 million was able to put together was the little star. Starry the star guy, whatever his name was, Starry McStarface.
Starry McStarface.
And he ended up a little yellow star going to games and things. But it just fell apart.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because it would be nice to have, I don't know if Biden were there, if it would have been better organized, if there would have been more unity. But it just kind of fizzled out. But for a good time was had by all that went.
America soldiers on.
That's right. We don't need, because I told you before, all the times we've done these birthdays before, it bombed. Many, many times it bombed. And they did it in Philadelphia. I think one time it was in what was the year? They did the 50 year, they did the 100 year, then the 200 year. They've done the 250th year. They've done the 150th year. They try to do these celebrations every single year, and sometimes it just doesn't work. People don't care enough, don't show up for the thing, or weather is bad. But again, as long as the people are allowed to go out in the backyard, buy some faulty fireworks from China, and blow a digit off, that's really what you should be celebrating. The ability to enjoy the rest of your life without an opposing thumb.
Exactly.
Who needs
Come on.
it? There's
America.
a lot of animals that don't have it. So you're heading back down the food chain. The fact that Harborview said that they had a record number of people that had come in with firework explosions and damages and injuries, 65% increase from last year. Then I looked up to see as a national trend. Apparently, hey, Seattle, you're in good standing. That there's been a 52% increase in firework injuries across the United States. So there we go. We're blowing our fingers off just like everybody else.
Come on now.
Come on, that's the way to do it.
That's the way we do it.
Did you go to one?
Nope.
Nope.
I sure didn't. I was going to go sit on your boat, but I kind of did. 50% didn't want to, and you never sent me the A-OK.
Oh, okay. All right. I forgot. You're like a millennial. You need me to like call you up. Do you want me to call? Do you want me to call Julie and put your name on the list?
I said text Julie, make sure she's got me on the list.
I said you got to just text me when you want to go. I'll put your name on the list.
That's not how the conversation went. But hey, it worked out. Probably would have gone anyway. So we heard the fireworks from our porch.
All right, fine. Yeah, everybody had a great time.
They were lovely.
Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nate, hi.
All right, it's a very light commute across the board this afternoon. This report brought to you by your Seattle Mariners. South 5, it is bumper to bumper from the Ship Canal Bridge to I-90, 25 minutes from Linwood to Seattle. That's our biggest backup out there. South 405 is still heavy from Southeast 8 through Factoria, and then you're crowded from there down to Northeast 44th near the VMAC. Bellevue to Renton, 20 minutes. Tiger Mountain, westbound 18, you're looking at a 2-mile bumper to bumper backup as you head up the summit. Southbound 167 still has some brief slowing between Pacific and Sumner, but Renton to Puyallup, the whole distance of the Valley Freeway, less than 25 minutes. Don't miss fireworks nights all summer, presented by T-Mobile. Next up is the 2000s Decade Show, July 17th. Get your tickets at mariners.com/fireworks. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
If you've got a shoulder that's bugging you, an ankle or a wrist or knee, any one of those joints that's bugging you, if you ever use the term bone on bone in a sentence describing a physical malady that you have you thought about a stem cell procedure? Now, what do you know about stem cell procedures? I can tell you with Dr. Mark Wagner, he is the guy to see. There's a bunch of different doctors that do them, but why would an athlete that's got a multi-million-dollar contract or has depended on their life and depended on their physical abilities to go anywhere else? They go to see Wagner because this is the guy to see. And when it comes to stem cell procedures, he's done more than 20,000 of them. He's been practicing medicine for 30 years. It's a 90-minute outpatient procedure. I had it done on my hip about 6 months ago. I'm running again. I wasn't running for about 5 years because my hip was so bad, but now it's better. My own stem cells are helping to heal the joint. Bad elbow, ankle, wrist, knee, whatever it is. Before surgery, you owe it to yourself to get in touch with and go see the good doctor. DrMarkWagnerMD.com. That's DrMarkWagnerMD.com.
The spirit of the nation converges on Seattle.
Seattle hosting one of the biggest nights in U.S. men's soccer history.
It's just great to see America finally fall in love with the world's game.
Just stop and take in this moment.
Tonight, it's the U.S. versus Belgium to see who advances to the Final 8 in the World Cup. And Seattle was made for this. Conversation and complete coverage at mynorthwest.com and KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Hey, you know Earthwise Salvage in Soto? That really cool place with all the amazing doors, windows, and other treasure? Great news! They just opened a brand new location nearby. The Salvage Lumber Warehouse is ready to serve as a central resource for contractors, builders, home DIYers, and hobbyist woodworkers, providing access to cleaned, de-nailed lumber ready for reuse, flooring, beams, siding, mantles, live edge slabs, and so much more. All harvested from structures, not forests. Visit EWSalvage.com.
I had pain, I had numbness in my feet. That pain and that numbness just got worse and worse and worse as time went on.
This is Greg describing life with neuropathy.
I went to 5 podiatrists, tried different treatments, tried different orthotics, tried different shoes, had cortisone shots in the tops and the bottoms of my feet. Saw a neurologist. All my medical doctors said, can't help you. Live with the pain. You're not going to be able to sleep. This is your life. And then I just gave up until I found Sound Pain Solutions.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Our neuropathy treatments can rehabilitate damaged nerves. We use FDA-cleared, non-surgical, drug, and pain-free procedures that help neuropathy sufferers like Greg find relief.
I feel better. I mean, just feeling better is huge.
If you experience numbness, shooting or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025, or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Jason Rance here. If your water heater is getting older, leaking, or running out of hot water, CM Heating has an affordable solution. Get a new gas or electric water heater installed starting at just $44.99 a month. With CM Heating's Comfort as a Service program, you'll get lifetime repairs and maintenance at no extra charge. Parts and labor covered for life. Plus, same-day installation is available in many cases. Schedule your free estimate today at cmheating.com.
License number CMHEAHL 750LP.
Wow, Sarah, these window coverings are gorgeous. Did you guys do this yourself?
No way, it's all Hunter Douglas. My local expert came to our home, brought samples, and helped us see everything in our actual light, then measured perfectly and handled the installation.
If you're planning a remodel, moving into a new home, or simply ready to elevate how your space feels, Westco Blinds, your neighborhood Hunter Douglas expert, offers custom, beautifully crafted window treatments thoughtfully designed for life. Whether it's blinds, shades, shutters, or drapes, our products fit your windows perfectly. And with smart home options, you control the light and privacy with a tap or on schedule. Hunter Douglas window treatments are an investment in quality, backed by a lifetime limited warranty and ongoing support from your trusted local expert, Westco Blinds. Call now to schedule your free in-home design consultation. Call 206-285-5455, 206-285-5455, 206-285-5455.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Need a new roof now? With State Roofing and Exteriors, you can get started with zero down, zero payments, and zero interest for up to 24 months. That's right. Protect your home now and pay later. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today.
The John Curley Show mailbag is brought to you by Advanced Hair Restoration.
World Cup Central here. KIRO Radio. I think Joe's going to do a little bit of a color for you, play-by-play. Joe?
That's out of bounds on the Belgium side.
Do we say out of bounds? Do we say out of bounds? No, I don't think we do.
I think it's a throw. It's a throw.
Andrew knows. What is it, Andrew? Out of play?
I
don't know.
U.S. has the ball. I believe that's a forward, kicking it around to the guy on the inside. Oh, no, he's going to take it back to the backfield. Kicking it over to the guy in the middle there, probably called the center. So that would make sense.
Wow, okay.
Center.
Wow, this is making people hate soccer. All right, a song. I don't need a chance. Hold on. A song, please. No, a song. We're trying to do the letters.
The letters.
How much more? There we are. All right, got a letter that first take her all the rest, Joe.
Sean in Arlington says, I never go to fireworks shows because even as a wee lad, I was disgusted with what it was doing to the air quality in the area they were setting them off from. I've never had the ability to not notice how crappy fireworks are.
So Sean is a guy not to sit next to at a fireworks display or ask about just before the sun goes down. You going to the fireworks? No, I'm not. I'm not because of the air quality. You say?
Smell the air. That's combustion,
Sean.
see?
Yeah. But the real Tin Hat Jason says, I blew up $300 worth of fireworks on the 4th. It was a great time. I love to see how the air quality was reduced. Tell Sean in Arlington he can suck on that. Wow. Look at that going back and forth. You see what they did there?
Take it easy.
How did he know that?
Come on now. Don in Cedar Woolley says, wow, John can tell the men's locker room just by the sound of it. Why? Too many nights at the YMCA?
The towel whipping.
You could
that
see
was a big thing. I know. That's the other thing is that the guy would always wet the end of the towel, and then they would whack you. And they said if he hit you in the certain spot, it could rupture you. That was the biggest fear you had as a kid, being ruptured.
You ever get ruptured?
No, but you'd fly off your bike if you're doing a wheelie or something. You get ruptured.
Aha.
Take that, Sean in Arlington. Go ahead, Joe.
Ellie in Seattle says the drive home was awesome today, like pandemic level awesomes. Thanks, World Cup.
Dumbwater Bully says, love listening to Rye. Got to get him on more often. What's so weird? He's on the radio. I'm like, Rye, can you come on our show? Come on, Dad. Do I really have to? I got work to do at Cozy. I'm saying, oh, really? You're too busy for KIRO?
I mean,
no such thing.
Huh?
No such thing.
No.
Come on.
I'm your father.
That's the problem, I think.
It is.
The Taylor Free Weekend, Elliot from around the Bay says, if people start showing me photos, I fake a heart attack and have to leave the area immediately.
Good move. Tina on YouTube says, not sure how one could live like that. 100% with no news. That's going to be my thing. That's going to be me.
The Clone Guy says, I hate photos. I always think of how dumb I was in that photo and what I didn't know yet.
That's why you need to go see Dr. Mark Wagner.
That's right.
When we cover the World Cup, Patrick the 253 says evidently the red card was on its way to be overturned anyway because the ultra slow motion video they used to the issue. The red card is not approved or allowed in the evaluation, so it was a bad card to begin with. Oh, well, there we go. Where were you 2 hours ago?
It's on the up and up. This comes to us from Paul in Sammamish.
Oh, good.
Some anonymous lawyer. To whom it may concern, this is James Dewey of the law firm Dewey, Cheatham and Howe.
Dewey, Cheatham and Howe, yeah.
Dewey, Cheatham and Howe. You know them.
That's just a joke.
Okay. I represent former John Curley Show co-host Sherry Elliker.
Oh, boy.
It has come to our attention that the John Curley Show continues to utilize, without compensation, copyrighted sound bites that made popular by our client, Miss Elliker. Her signature ring ring has been used indiscriminately to induce listener joy and, as a result, increase revenue for the station. Until the appropriate compensation is remitted to Miss Elliker, we insist you cease and desist the use of her beautiful voice.
Yeah, there's some things that we've been using, so like something
Not
like
good at all.
That would be used in
Is
court.
this where you put it in a sock?
That would be another one. You hear that, and then
Ring ring?
Yeah, the ring ring is classic.
That's the one that you know.
That's the one everybody loves.
Because I want you to see the balls, okay?
Filthy little minded.
That's all she wrote.
I'm going to give her a call. Yeah, I mean that in a good term. I'm going to give her a call tomorrow morning, see how she's doing.
Do that.
All right, here comes Nate checking traffic, Nathan.
Thank you, John. Bucky's Complete Auto Care has the update. South 5 improving. Now a bumper-to-bumper backup near 520 past the Convention Center, where we have a new stall blocking your right lane. Linwood to Seattle under 25 minutes. North 5 has cleared out for a good 45 minutes now. Both of our lake bridges are wide open. South 405 slows from South Bellevue to the Renton Landing, 20 minutes or less from Bellevue to Renton. In Federal Way, we've got a car fire. South 5 just past Wild Waves, taking up your two right lanes. For 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has earned local trust with honest pricing and guaranteed repairs. That's why they're Carfax preferred. No gimmicks, just great service. Bucky's.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
The spirit of the nation converges on Seattle.
Seattle hosting one of the biggest nights in U.S. men's soccer history.
It's just great to see America finally fall in love with the world's game.
Just stop and take in this moment.
Tonight, it's the U.S. versus Belgium to see who advances to the Final Eight in the World Cup. And Seattle was made for this.
Tillman!
Conversation and complete coverage at mynorthwest.com and KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Stay cool this summer and save big. Lake Washington Windows and Doors delivers the quality, comfort, and energy-saving performance you deserve. During July, buy 3 windows or doors and get 1 free. Plus, make no payments for 12 months. LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Summer's supposed to be fun. When the kids are home all day, the groceries, they add up fast. G. Scott here with a quick heads up from Safeway. There's a program called Sunbucks that gives qualifying families $120 per child for summer groceries. Some families are signed up automatically and will get a card in the mail. Others need to apply. Take a minute to check. It could really help put food on the table for your family. Head to freesummermeals.org to find out more. That's freesummermeals.org.
The Black Crowes, live in the Tulalip Amphitheater, Sunday, August 30th.
If I come on.
Tickets are on sale now. Details at TulalipCasino.com.
Hey, Jake Skorheim here. Buckle up. It's going to be a hot summer. And if you have poor or no insulation in your attic, you could be losing up to 40% of your energy efficiency. Fortunately, Valentine Roofing has you covered. This summer, bundle energy-saving attic insulation with a new roof and save 10%. Plus, with no money down on your project, you don't pay until your project is complete. Call 206 Roofing to save 10% when you bundle a new roof and attic insulation. That's 206 Roofing. And remember, when you see the red Valentine van, you know your home is in good hands.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once-yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-4